Welcome to it, sports fans. It is Monday, the 12th of July, a month which has brought us Euros. It brought us a German lady getting arrested for bumping men in spandex. It's brought us a lot. It's brought us lockdown level 4. It's brought us a change in diet for some people. James has stopped smoking. I mean, all sorts of things have happened in this month. And we're only 12 days into it. It's been absolutely incredible. The Olympics are happening. Feeling good about that. All about the floor routine in the gymnastics personally. But you can have your pick. Great to have you with us on this Monday. Euros is over. Drickus du Plessis has the most explosive right hand on planet Earth. So you love to see that. You really do. Absolutely bloody marvelous. Absolutely loved everything about that. Man. He really turned into he turned that guy's head into just I don't know, like a beach ball. You know, when you got it, if you have a younger brother or sister, you can just throw it at their head. It looked like that. You know, when a beach ball bounces off someone's head. That's what that guy's head looked like. Drickus du Plessis just, going to town. You love to see it. Organized violence, a fantastic thing for the whole society. Shout out to Drickus. And shout out to the Italians. Novak Djokovic doing the right thing. As well, it is Monday. Today, I'll tell you where I was right, where I was wrong. Looking forward to getting into that. We'll talk a little bit about my thoughts on Euros, now that the Euros are over. And Leo Messi, of course, doing what he does. Joining me, a man who is has been called on the internet recently cute. a man who is beloved from here to Vietnam and back. Lives in a slummy area, still doesn't have internet at home, but ultimately a good human being. Third favorite son in his family, ladies and gentlemen, the one and only James Jimbo Illingsley. Jimbo, what's happening, pal?
Hi, how you doing?
Very good, very good.
It's been an interesting morning, huh?
Let's hear it.
Well, I got phoned awake by my ISP.
Mm-hmm.
Telling me that they want to send a technician today at 11 o'clock.
To do what?
To come and fix my Wi-Fi. And I was like, oh, that's not going to work because I've got things to do.
Yeah.
Things being this show.
Yeah. Work. You mean work.
Exactly.
Yeah, I have a job.
I also woke up to a screenshot message from one of the ladies that work here.
Okay.
So a video was posted on Cliff Central's YouTube Song Association with James Illingsley, where I had to do a whole challenge thing that they wanted me to do, and I woke up to a screenshot this morning from the video that says, what did it say? He's so cute or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, well, this is interesting.
So that was a message. Like beneath, you know, in the comment section.
Yeah. So that was a comment that was left on the video.
Yes.
And then you sent me the same comment, and we had quite a laugh about that conversation.
Good for the confidence. I mean, even though you're a good Christian boyfriend and taken, good for the confidence though to know that you still got the goods. Or what are your feelings? How do you feel when somebody tells you look good, James?
You know what's really weird is this after this weekend I feel empowered as a man. And I'll tell you why.
Okay.
Because not having Wi-Fi will do weird things to you. No, wait, hang on, let me rephrase that. Not having Wi-Fi during a pandemic will do weird things to you.
Okay.
So I decided to cancel my helper that comes once a week on a Saturday. Because of how bad Gauteng is at the moment with COVID.
Okay.
And I was like, I'm going to have to do my own washing and my own stuff. I became domesticated this weekend. I changed bed sheets. I did washing. I hung up the washing. I cleaned the kitchen. I mean, that's not to say I haven't done any of those things before, but it's been a while since I've been the one that's done the washing and the changing of the sheets.
You've put yourself in a tricky position here because now I have to ask you. It was on my mind. Do I ask him? Do I not? Are you still going to pay her? What's your agreement there?
No, I am.
Because it doesn't make you a bad person if you don't.
I am going to. I told her that for now she just mustn't come. Because like she's been an employee to my parents for like many, many years. So I just kind of,
Okay.
I use the same lady now.
Yeah.
And I said I'll still pay her at the end of the month.
Really?
I just don't want to take any risks with.
So,
because I mean, it's not her fault.
no. So
she's
you're
not
going to pay
working.
her normally,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
so this month and next month, and just moving forward.
Yeah.
See, you're a better person than me because I'd have to think about that. See, again, that speaks to you being a good person. No, and I'm not. You don't have to respond to that. I mean that from the bottom of my heart because I'm the type of person who wouldn't. And you know how I've divorced myself in terms of my conscience there, because that's quite a tricky one, right?
It is.
Because you can afford it. Like if you can afford the lady normally, it means you can afford it, right? It's in your budget. Some people don't budget, but I've taken it to a point where now, like I always want to divorce myself from that, because I can constantly, you know, when you're working and you're in like entrepreneurship, and you always have to make moral decisions.
Yeah.
So in my personal life, I like to reduce those. So I've got like an Uber for cleaning companies.
Okay.
So I order them, right? Like I order from a lady, and I kind of have the same lady coming over now because she did a good job, and I was just like, okay, keep that lady. But I don't know her.
Yeah.
I leave the keys. Lady comes in, cleans. I come back and my house is clean. I'm not like there's no meeting her or whatever. I just pay somebody like a set fee, and they come and clean the house. So I don't have to pay when somebody's not there. You know, I pay per like an Uber. It's like an Uber for cleaning.
Yeah.
So I don't have your moral dilemma of what happened if that happened. You know.
My thing is like,
no, you're a good guy.
Like
your thing is you're a good guy.
Yeah, I mean,
and I'm not just saying that because people are listening. You are a good dude.
I know I'm in a very fortunate position. Especially like during COVID, I've been able to change jobs and still be on a full salary every month. And that does put me in a very like super fortunate position. And COVID isn't like, it's not my helper's fault that like Gauteng has become
Wuhan.
Like, yeah, pretty much. So like in my mind, I can't not pay her. But then there's also the thing of like, but I'm doing all the work. Why am I paying her? But then I'm also like, but I can't not because it's. So there's like this internal dilemma. And then I just this past weekend I ended up paying her, for last month, and then I'll probably end up paying her full at the end of this month also.
Yeah, it's probably the right thing to do. You know, it's like I don't have these kinds of problems. It's what happens when you like are really self-absorbed. You know what I mean?
I have a question. Speaking of problems,
yeah,
right. So I want to ask a question to our listeners.
Yes, let's hear it.
And I would like some feedback.
Cool, let's hear it. Am I one of the listeners?
We had our conversation on the roof this morning.
All right,
so
let's hear it.
We know what each other's views are. Okay, so this is to the listeners, right? I just want to get your thoughts on this matter. So I have people coming to my house tomorrow morning at 9 o'clock to fix my fiber line, right? And MKT doesn't quite understand why I have to be home. He asked me, why didn't I just leave the keys with the guards at the gate or whatever? And so he has this whole thing of let them come in, do their service and go home while you do the usual stuff for work. Why can't that be a thing? And my thing is, like, I know what country we live in, and I'm just taking precautions. So I want to see what our listeners think. Like, it's not a who's right, who's wrong.
Sure.
It's just like I want to see what people think of this situation. So if you get like a plumber or a electrician or whatever it is to come to your house, what's usually your sort of vibe? Do you have to be home? Do you have to? Is it fine if you're like, okay, cool, the gate's open when you get there, just lock up when you're done? I just want to know from the listeners what their kind of feels are on that.
Yeah.
Because we had a conversation this morning, me and you.
Yeah.
And we spoke about how you're like, nah, I just leave the keys with my guard and the plumber comes in and does the thing and then he leaves.
I use yes.
Which I find, honestly, I find it out of this world.
I use accredited companies only. So I don't like someone's connection is coming to fix my plumbing. Like accredited companies, I have your details, you have my details. I expect an invoice, because if things go wrong, I want someone to unleash my wrath on, So, because I don't want to chat to my plumber. Like, I'm not a plumber. What am I doing there? It's inefficient for me. What the hell am I doing? What am I doing? Watching the guy doing the plumbing. Why am I there? Why am I wasting my time? Not only, it's double waste of time, in my opinion. Not only am I paying him, now I have to waste my time as well. Because the reason I pay for that is so that I can free myself up for time, is what I'm thinking. I don't want to be working at home while the guy's hammering, I don't know, the porcelain or whatever plumbers do. Do you know what I mean?
Do you know what plumbers are employed to do?
I'd imagine they just hang around the bathroom, right? But for me, I don't understand why people, like, I live in a pretty nice house. Like, I do. I don't mean to be funny. I live in a pretty nice house or apartment. Like, how nice is your house that they're going to steal your stuff? If that's what you're worried about.
My thing is just, like, again, I know what country we live in, and I'm the guy that takes precautions.
Against what? Like, what do you think? The plumber's going to come to your house and go, those kitchen scissors are nice? Like, no one's going to steal your PlayStation. Because that's like, I work for a certain, there's 4 or 5 ISPs in this country, really, of the big ones.
Yeah.
Excuse me, your guy was here. My PlayStation was here when I was here last. It's not here now. Who's the guy? And usually now they send you a text or an email, like, Skumbuzo's at the gate,
Yeah.
Like, what are you worried about? I don't understand.
I don't know.
It's conditioning.
I think so. And I don't know if I'm a fan of it, but I think it is. I know what country we live in. Like, I'm even the same person that when I get in my car in the mornings, okay, bear in mind, I live 7 minutes away from here.
Yep.
Okay. When I get in my car in the mornings, I check Waze to make sure there's no police, because I absolutely despise being stopped by the police. Like, it's one of the most, like, anxiety driving. I don't even have words for it. I hate being stopped by the police. 7 minutes. Every morning when I get in my car, I check Waze to see if there's any police.
And dude, once you leave your home in South Africa, I understand. Then we in the Wild West. We don't live in Denmark. Totally understand that. But when you have a controlled situation for your house, like, what do I have in my house? I'm just trying to think, how nice are people's houses that they worried about their stuff? Like, you know what? I've been to people's houses, like, in pretty nice areas. I've got a pretty nice apartment. And I work incredibly hard, so I don't feel bad for saying that. Or it's like, how much nice is your stuff now? I'm starting to wonder, like, how much nice is your stuff? And I'm not attached to my stuff. And, like, I've got a nice apartment again. So I'm never worried about them stealing my stuff. It's like, I can get more stuff. And ultimately, I can always report it. Like, if it's really, and I don't have, like, big stuff, but ultimately, excuse me, MTN, Google was at my house. I'm missing a porcelain elephant. Your thoughts?
Yeah, but then Gugu doesn't work for MTN anymore, and he's left for the border.
All right, let's talk about liability. I mean, you in my house, you guys are responsible for your workers. I understand how employment contracts work. Put them together all the time. What are you guys going to do there? We got that from Russia, and it's a 90,000 Rand porcelain elephant. I'd expect you to cover that, please. Thank you very much. How do you want to do it? Are we taking this thing to court? Like, what's the worst thing? Explain to me your nightmare. Google comes into your house, does what?
So I have thought about it the way you have, right? Especially after what you said this morning when we were talking earlier about how okay, if something goes missing, just phone the company and say, hey, this is missing. So and so was at my house. But it's like a small fish, big pond situation because, like I say, you can phone MTN and say, yeah, so and so was at my house. I've just realized my watch is missing.
Yeah.
Whatever it is.
Yeah.
What are we going to do about this? Then it turns into because because it's South Africa, it's not going to be a sort of how are we sorting this out. You guys can pay for it. MTN's not going to turn around and say, yeah, sure, why not?
Yeah.
Like, that's not how it's going to be, regardless of whether we were in South Africa or not, actually. So there's that hurdle to get over, whether they will actually sort of refund or return or whatever it is. Then there's also the hurdle of hoping that so-and-so still works for MTN and hasn't fled for the border or like changed his name.
How nice is your stuff that they're stealing it and running for the border? I think ultimately, you know what it comes down to, James, and this is where maybe we're different. Maybe I'm different to other people. Whenever I buy stuff, for me, I don't understand people who get anxious about their stuff because I will live and I will die on this hill forever. If the stuff you buy causes you any anxiety, and that includes for me, oh my God, what would ever happen if I lose or scratch this thing? You can't afford it. That's all you're telling me. Because you should have no anxiety around stuff. If you cannot replace what you are buying, right, at the drop of a hat, you cannot afford it. And that goes to a deeper question then is, what are you doing with all this stuff? If it's because I'd like to think we've all got enough normal anxiety in our lives. Why are you buying stuff that makes you anxious? Well, what is the stuff in people's houses that, oh my God, if I lost it, my world would end? What madness is that? But maybe I'm looking at it wrong because maybe I'm not looking at stuff right because I don't value stuff. You know what I mean? Maybe we're looking at it differently. Like to me, I would never in my wildest dreams purchase something now, from shoes to a watch to, I mean, you've never seen me with a watch. That's just not who I am.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm not going to spend money on stuff which causes me anxiety. And cool, you know, we're all different as well. Stuff represents different things to people. And so for me, like, can I give you, I'll tell you a quick story. My old man got a watch. Like super high-end watch from a company when he left after however many years, like a couple of decades. And he gave it to my gran, who is a woman who, I don't think my gran even went to grade 1. I'm not even sure, but I know she didn't finish school, you know, and it's like, I'm talking like a house that would be, or a watch that would be the price of your car, you know, like I think you've told me what your car cost. And it's like a nice down payment on, and my dad just gave it to my gran. Like, she would never know. Like, I come from that home where I got no clue of that stuff. And I don't know whether I got it from my father or what it is. I just don't value things. And like, people who get nervous about their stuff I'm like, oh, so why do you have it? So that thing doesn't actually make you happy. It's just a ball of anxiety the whole time.
I don't know. I think it's less. I think what it is it's less about the things to me, except for certain items. Like, I've got certain things that honestly can never be replaced.
Like what? Okay, is it? Are you talking family heirloom? What are we talking about?
Yeah.
But it's just okay. So that is where we differ, because I've lost something which was a family heirloom. I just don't care. Like, stuff is, we attach the meaning to it. And again, this is not, I'm not saying I'm better. What I'm saying is I'm trying to give you an insight onto why I don't, if I could actually, if it was my own apartment, I wouldn't lock. I grew up in a house. My mother doesn't lock her door to this day. She says she refuses to live in prison. So, but anyway, my point is about what you're saying is that I've lost those family heirlooms. For me, is human beings attach meaning to stuff, and I'm like, okay, cool. Like, you know, I'm not a sentimental person, at all. I am not a sentimental person. You know, it's like, it's tough to hear, but like I move on from people and things really quickly, and I don't attach. There's not one thing I've ever had, and I've had some sick stuff that I've ever worried about losing. Ever. And I've had some insane, when I lived in Russia, I had some insane stuff. Like, sickening. The amount of money I would spend on shoes and clothes and watches and, it's just like sickening if I told you, you know? And I've never thought about it again. I've lost so many pairs of top-end sunglasses. Never thought about it. I'm just like, and less stuff. We need less stuff. Not more, less.
I don't think I'm too much worried about the actual items, except for one or two things.
Yeah.
So, like, a lot of my stuff is insured. My laptop, like, my cameras are insured. So, all of the sort of, like, high-end stuff is insured. So, I'm not really worried about the actual items, because then it's like a matter of phoning insurance, you get the quotes, and then, you know, that whole thing. But I also think it's just the concept and the feeling of being stolen from is also, like, people forget that's actually like a feeling. Having your stuff stolen, like, there's so many, I think, like, emotions that go into it, where, like, you're angry or you're sad because it's your favorite teddy bear or whatever it is.
Yeah.
And the overall sort of thing is, you're angry that you were stolen from, or you're sad that you were stolen from. Not
Stuff
the
was
actual
stolen
item.
from you. Yeah.
So I think it's just the concept of theft. And, like, in my eyes, if I can prevent it, not saying that every sort of serviceman's intention is to come to my house and see what they can nick or whatever, but, like, if I can prevent it just by being at home for an extra, like, half an hour, to get my line fixed or whatever, then to me it's really nothing.
Yeah.
I just think it's the overall feeling or concept of theft that is actually what people
resent a little bit.
Yeah.
See, again, well put. It's never going to bother me again. And, like, so I'm hugely functional with stuff. Like, I don't have anything. I'm not a utilitarian person. So, like, I'm not into happiness and you know, I get so much joy from the people in my life and the stuff that I do. Like, I've had almost every nice thing you can have on this planet, I think. I don't know, like, I can't afford a rocket like Branson. By the way, shout out Richard Branson. Oh, get out of here, literally.
Love, I'm just stepping out for the day. Want anything from the shops? No, I'm good. Where are you going? Nah, just to space quick.
Yeah.
I'll be back in about 3 hours.
Yeah, see you in a bit. Wait at the airbase for me.
Yeah,
and bring cookies. Yeah, new rocket, who dis? Shout out Branson, dude.
Turns out it's just like a guy's trip that he's gone on with his rich friends.
Yeah, that's it. Imagine he'd just got in a relationship. Like, you know, you're not really, like, visiting each other too much. You're still both trying to pretend you're good people. You know, that phase of the relationship. Yeah. And she's like, what are you doing this weekend? He goes, listen, I'd love to come to your sister's wedding. You know, sometimes you meet someone and early in the relationship, it just so happens, you know, it's European summer now as well. It's probably lots of weddings. I'd love to come to your wedding, but I'm just popping off to space for the weekend. Like, imagine reading that WhatsApp as the new lady in Branson's life. So, listen, I've already picked out our outfits for my sister's wedding. It's the man of her dreams.
I can't wait to see you, baby.
Yeah, we've saved for 4 years as a family for this. And I've told them I'm seeing a new man after a terrible breakup. And you're coming. Please be there. It means the world to all of us.
And I really can't wait to introduce the love of my life to my dad.
It's just... You've changed my life forever, just being in my life. I can finally trust again because of you.
Yeah, this is a super important moment in my life.
Okay, LOL. Here's the thing.
So listen.
I'm popping up. Yeah. Awesome. By the way, awesome that your sister's getting married. It's so hard to find love nowadays. Smiley face. Emoji thing, right? About this weekend is really soz. I should have probably said something. I'm popping up to space this weekend. Really sorry.
Yeah.
BRB.
Just doing a space trip with the boys.
Yeah.
BRB.
Yeah. And then imagine, like, okay, now she's furious, doesn't reply, blue tick, blah, blah.
And then, no, wait, you forgot the monkey. The last part has to be the monkey.
Oh, like the monkey with hands over the eyes.
Yeah,
like, oh, I can't believe it.
Sorry.
Yeah. That's it. Monkey with the hands and the crying tears.
Yeah.
Yeah, like you won't believe it.
I can't believe I forgot to mention my business trip to space.
But the best part of the whole thing is when you're in the rocket, taking off to space, BRB, and then you just leave it at that. And she blanks you, dude. Imagine she's blanked him for a month now. Imagine the look on her face.
Leaving now, babe, BRB. I'll let you know when I'm safe.
Yeah, but she's ignored him for the last 2 weeks, right? Leading up to the wedding now, because who says that? Imagine the look on her face as he was making that address yesterday. Like, as he's saying, I had a dream as a little boy, and she sees him there, and she's blanked him now.
Yeah, she's blown it with this dude.
Yeah. And she texts back, he says, new rocket, who dis? That'd be the ultimate. How awesome would that be? Richard Branson.
Wow.
Yeah, that just happened.
Wow.
Richard Branson. Dating problems, dude, I'm telling you. Yeah, so shout out to him. But listen, I've had nice stuff, right, is my point. And I think it is an interesting thing to me because I like to know what people... You know what interests me about people is how do you get to your thoughts? I'm always interested in how, like, for you, I'd love to actually know why you're scared to leave somebody in your house. Because for me, I have nothing in my house that I believe there's nothing shameful in there. I don't collect human heads. I don't collect, it's not 1855. I don't collect, there's no porn magazines, I'm back when I was maybe 13, 14.
That's what you tell us.
What's that?
That's what you tell us.
No, but I don't have that in my house. I have something called the internet if I need that, So I have nothing in my house that my mother couldn't come and find. Plus, like, my stuff's fine, it's cool. Plus, I deal with accredited companies for this very reason. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but...
So I don't get it. So maybe James is right. I'd love to know what people think. No, James, I hear you. And I think you're making some good points. It is that feeling of having stuff stolen from you. And I recently have had 2 people steal money from me, actually. And even that doesn't bother me. It's kind of the rule. My rule is this, is never borrow money or lend money out. I always forget. Do you borrow to, lend from, whatever? Never give money to people.
Never borrow someone money.
But do you...
No, never lend someone money.
See, you don't know, because you should know. If you knew, you would have got it right the first time. Anyway, never give money to people you can't afford to lose, right? You might as well burn that money. If you got to be willing to burn the money.
Yes.
And ultimately, I was. I will not lend you money if it's ever going to affect me. And I'm talking by my standards, and I'm not a wealthy man, a tidy sum to these 2 people, like a tidy sum. Like a tidy sum. And I don't think I'm going to see the money after trying to follow up for a couple of months. But luckily, I've got my principles, So, even that doesn't bother me. So I'm not going to be bothered by somebody walking through my house and, I don't know, helping themselves to whatever. So...
You know what you might be bothered by?
Let's hear it.
Breaking news.
Okay, let's hear it. Breaking news on the show.
It's not sports news, but it's breaking news that affects us as South Africans.
So I'm going to be affected?
Not immediately, maybe in about a week, depending on how things go.
Awesome, let's hear it.
Right, so Cyril
Ramaphosa
has just declared a state of emergency in KZN and is mobilizing the army to fly in from Waterkloof.
Wow.
Yeah.
Hey, those Zulus, they are all about war, hey? It was the British once, now They'll get you.
I think this might be wild, dude. This is going to be a wild one.
Listen, to all the Zulu people, relax. I don't actually think you're violent people, by the way. Zulu people are just like any other human beings. You know what I'm saying, James? Bunch of
Absolutely.
We're all a bunch of selfish knobs.
Well, that's not where I was going. I was just...
But
I
human
thought you
beings.
meant humans are humans.
I mean, you can't stand the thought of leaving your PlayStation with another person, you know? You're just self-centered.
I don't have a PlayStation.
Whatever it is. I don't know what stuff you've got.
I make better life choices than that.
Xbox.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, the biggest concern in your life is leaving your Xbox with the plumber. Like he cares. He's got 3 kids to feed.
No, but that's insured. So that's not a huge thing.
So put your, do you know you can go to the bank and open up a vault for really, if the stuff means so much to you?
Really?
Go to the bank. Excuse me. How much to open up a safe? Keep it here. If you want to wear your watch and it's every 8 months or whatever, every wedding, excuse me, my name's James. Give me my watch. I'll bring it back just now. See you next weekend. I'm off to, I don't know, wherever you yuppies have your weddings, like the middle of the winelands in Cape Town. Monaco. Nobody gets married in Monaco, pal. It's kind of a rubbish place to get married. You want to probably be going to like Mallorca or somewhere.
Oh, you didn't let me finish. The pre-wedding yacht parties in Monaco.
Oh, I see. Before you go to...
Yes, before we actually go to...
you got to go to Marbella or something.
It's Mallorca on the beach.
Yeah, that's so that's super trashy, by the way. Like, that's British shav to the...
Yeah, so we're going Monaco, pre-yacht party, Mallorca beach party.
I like how your story's changing as I judge you.
And then we're going to... we're going to Rio de Janeiro to get married.
I've never been to Brazil, so I can't actually...
Yeah, that's exactly what's happening.
All right.
That's what's happening.
I've never been to Brazil, so I don't know.
Yeah.
I was hoping you'd say something else that I knew. All right, James. I'd love to know what people think. I'm at MKT Inspires. Am I wrong? Do you know? Should I be more attached to the very few things I have? Maybe James is wrong. Is James right? Because James, I think maybe you're right. I think you've made a more compelling argument than me here. Is the feeling? It's about the feeling of being stolen from, and yeah.
I mean, I don't want to be right. I just wanted to know what people sort of thought about it.
It is interesting, James. I'll tell you, that is a very interesting topic you've brought up there. But unfortunately, we're not England, right? We are. I like to think myself as Italy, a constant winner.
Lolsies.
See what I did there? All right, let's talk about sport.
Hashtag soz.
Yeah, hashtag it's coming Rome. James, give us some music, as I do every single Monday, as a truth broker, an honesty broker. Really, if I were otherwise inclined, I would be a man of the cloth. People will say that I'm so saintly with my word integrity. People are saying I'm the most honest, best person they know. And I go, come on. That's probably true, but I wouldn't say it in public. I probably am. But with integrity, you got to be able to say when you're right, when you're wrong. And as I do every single Monday, I tell you where I was right, where I was wrong. Let's start with where I was right. Gareth Southgate, he's nice, but he's no cigar. Last night, you cannot go 90 minutes with Rashford, Sancho, Grealish, and essentially Saka came off the bench, right? Why? How are you drawing 1-1 with that amount of Arsenal on the bench? It's one Arsenal guy, but you understand what I mean. The artillery is absolutely monstrous what you got on the bench. It's ready to do demolition. And you're staying with 2 holding mids until the 90th minute. Can't make sense. He lost the tactical battle. And ultimately, I've said this before, teams become their manager, right? What is Gareth Southgate? Corporate, square. We're going to do it this way and we'll try and win long term, which is what he's done. Incrementally, they've done better. Semi-final World Cup and Euros final. But he's nice, but he's no cigar. And you need somebody who's going to turn the screw. Mancini, you can see what kind of guy he is. He's got a little extra. You saw what happened when they went 1-0 down, got off the bench, and Mancini ultimately, great player, and his team got him over the edge. Where I was wrong, Italy have done it. I didn't like them. I said they lacked dynamism. I thought they'd be outrun. I thought England, I mean, I thought of all teams, Mancini said it before the game, our technique will be better than their physicality. I was wrong. Italy are brilliant. They've got everything. They've got technicians in the middle. They protect them with athletic wing backs, and ultimately the legendary pair at the back and their goalkeeper. I was wrong. The athleticism doesn't matter when your technique is that good. What they got going in midfield there with Jorginho, and I think they're brilliant. I think Verratti is absolutely sensational. He's absolutely sensational. He's a terrier. He's a warrior. He's a little bit of a whinger, but whatever. Production tolerance. I'll tolerate that if you give me that sort of personality, production, and ultimately in the end, world-class quality. He's a schemer. He's a bloody brilliant schemer. And I was wrong about Italy. I was wrong about Mancini. And are you kidding me in terms of swag? Scott Parker, get out of here. Emporio Armani and Italy, congratulations. Where I was right, Harry Kane is so good. But he's not Kun Aguero. Again, something's missing there. Yeah, you're taking me to the proverbial Rubicon. I'm not sure if we're going to be able to cross it with you, Harry. You're taking me to the brink. Right? Yeah. The engagement period's nice, but are we going to get married at some stage? Harry Kane ain't it. And I think I was dead right now. How many finals? How many big tournaments? How many times do you lose the league to Leicester? How many times do you lose in the League Cup final? How many times do you get this close? How many times is it Croatia? Cross it to Sterling. Harry Kane was absolutely awful these Euros. Let's be honest. Let's just be honest now. Man City, be careful, because I've said this before. Some people operate well in comfort. When there's pressure, I'm yet to see Harry Kane deliver when the pressure's on. So that's all I'm saying. And I was right. So far, I was right. You can say what you want about Harry Kane being world class. I'm not going to utter Harry Kane world class. Very good, yes. Matt Letitia, very good, not world class. Kevin Phillips, James Beattie, world class. No way. There's no way. Right? Harry Kane, I put in that department. You can say what you want. You can bring me the numbers all you want. I need a little bit extra. If you want to be that guy, you want to be Drogba, you want to be Sergio Aguero, you want to be Luis Suarez, take me there. The promise is very nice, but it's not as interesting as people who deliver. Where I was wrong, Luke Shaw. People are saying Shawberto Carlos. People are saying Shawberto Carlos. Listen, he's the best left back in world football right now, and it's been 18 months. This season, the back end of last season, he's been unplayable. Now, does he look like he's walking around with C-cup breasts? Absolutely. I don't know how he does it. He looks like a hamburger on legs. The physicality, the timing, the technique, the touch, right? The crossing, the intelligence, the decision-making. Shawberto Carlos. I shouldn't be calling him Luke Shaw. Shawberto Carlos. I was dead wrong. He is absolutely brilliant. He has recovered. And by the way, he's only 25. Imagine when he loses all that puppy fat. Luke Shaw, sensational. Donnarumma got player of the tournament. I would have given it to Luke Shaw. I'll be completely honest. I think he's been on a different level. Put allegiances aside. I'm a truth broker. I'll say when I'm wrong. And I'm wrong on Luke Shaw. I'm wrong. He has been 18 months the best, certainly between him and Robertson. But this season he's been the best in the league. And he's been the best player at the Euros for me, at the whole of the Euros, Luke Shaw. He's been absolutely unplayable. You know what? I'm not going to say this lightly. This guy called Ashley Cole, where you don't need to worry about the left. Just coach, you go coach everyone else. I've got this here. Just coach everyone else. Whether they bring 2 or 3 on the left, it's on lockdown. Luke Shaw's starting to look like that. He's brilliant. He's excellent in timing the tackle, and I do love everything about him. I was dead wrong. Where I was right, Raheem Sterling is very, very limited, and I understand why Pep Guardiola has reached his limitations with him. He gives you the physicality. He gives you the tireless running. That's awesome. But at the top level, I need you. There's a moment when Raheem Sterling is through, needs to cross the ball with his left foot, and he knocks it out. There's another moment where he's through one-on-one against, I think it was Bonucci or Chiellini, and he tries to go around the outside. He knocks the ball out again. It's the technique. He's very, very limited. And let me tell you what the problem is with Raheem Sterling. At the very top level, and you've seen why Ferran Torres and Grealish are better than him, is that he's only vertical. What I mean by that is he only goes from his sort of touchline to the other touchline. He can't invert and go in and bring other players into it. You've seen when Grealish comes on, the game changes because give it back to me, uses me as a wall, and we do the rest. Raheem Sterling is, I'm either running in or give me the ball, I'm taking the guy on. And at the very top, that's not enough. Because sometimes you come up against Bonucci and Chiellini. It's not enough. You need a third dimension, and Grealish has got that, and Ferran Torres has got that, and I think Man City are fed up. Pep Guardiola, very demanding, and I've said about Raheem Sterling, very nice player, very honest, but ultimately not for the top end. Where I was wrong, Novak Djokovic, 20. He's there. Never thought I'd see it. What he is relentless. He's not the best. He's not the best player. He's not as good as Rafa. He's not as good as Roger. Nowhere near it, technically. But relentless. And relentless wins. Because Roger, time waits for no man. Rafa, time waits for no man. And the great Alex Ferguson said to Nemanja Vidic famously in his book, if I could get everybody to be as serious as Novak Djokovic after Djokovic had been introduced to Manchester United, United would be unbeatable every year. The story is he is relentless. There's never good enough. It never works. We heard what happened with Boris Becker. That didn't work because Novak said, no good. You don't have the intensity. Relentless. There's no other word to describe him. And relentless will erode you. It's like the crashing waves, right? They will erode the rocks slowly. And they will not be denied. That water will not be denied. And it will erode everything that comes its way. Novak Djokovic, congratulations to you. Although you did your best to be a COVID super spreader event, you're also now one of the greatest sportsmen to ever live. 20's up. 6 times he's done it at Wimbledon. Congratulations to the great, truly great Novak Djokovic. And counting, by the way. 20 and counting. Because he's going to be back at the US Open, and we know where... no one's beating him there. He's going to Flushing Meadows. It's all over. He'll have 21, and Roger's not winning another one. He's a geriatric now. Roger Federer is one of my favorite sportsmen of all time, but it's over. Novak, you great player. Where I was right, rugby's broken. Why am I waking up in the morning and watching New Zealand Fiji? Why? How is that possible? Why? How is it possible that I am still watching that and you're telling me you're selling me an elite product? Why is that happening? England should be playing the All Blacks all the time. Sorry, it should be England, Ireland, Wales. The people will tell me it's, what about the Lions? Why aren't Australia playing the All Blacks right now? Rugby Championship is meaningless. It is a mess. We can see Sanzar's a mess. Why are we watching second-grade products for an emerging sport? Folks, this is why the NFL is winning. This is why UFC is winning. You know why? The best against the best at all times. It's why boxing, better be careful. I think Eddie Hearn's going to get it right. Why am I watching the All Blacks playing amateurs? Not good for rugby, not good for the All Blacks, not good for Fiji, not good for anyone. It is a shambles what the IRB is. That is not a product. That is recreation, what we watched on the weekend. It is embarrassing, and ultimately, I was right. There's too many administrators in rugby. There's too many. Where the market force is coming into it. Somebody sent me a brilliant message saying, the way rugby is structured, number one in South Africa, but globally. He said in our structures here means market forces can never influence rugby, which is terrible for the sport because it means the players will never get paid and the product will never get better and you can't attract the best people. But the worst part for me, is that worse than South African rugby is the IRB. It can't happen that Samoa, after all these years, Fiji, after all these years, are terrible. Listen, don't tell me about poor countries. Brazil is one of the poorest countries in the world. And FIFA have realized, good for the game, we're going to look after you. We're going to make sure your FA, which is corrupt and dirty and shocking, but we're going to look after the Selka. We don't look after the Alba Celeste. Argentina is not a flourishing country. They still have not recovered from the economic crash of 1980. So don't tell me about poor countries, because FIFA are doing it. The Ivory Coast is one of the poorest places I've ever been in my life. Destitute, most of the people there. Look at their football team. Because FIFA get involved and go, you know what, you're good for the product. The product's football. The RB need to get involved in rugby, and Samoa right now should be as good as the All Blacks. Why is that not happening? It's embarrassing, and rugby's broken, and I'm afraid the Lions shouldn't be in South Africa either right now. Should have taken some strong leadership. Without the fans, it is not the same product. You're a TV show. Newsflash. Hey, IRB, you are a TV show. Make it good. Otherwise, you know what? I'm a Netflix consumer now. I can watch UFC. I'd rather watch Wimbledon. I'd rather not wake up at 7 in the morning. Thank you very much. Dana White always has the best fights. I'll move to that. The NFL's starting soon. The NBA is rocking. By the way, a tiny little thing called Euros is on at the same time. You're competing all the time now. If your product is not elite, I'm not watching. It's called sophisticated consumption in my business. I watch on demand. No longer will I be compelled to watch when you tell me. It's embarrassing what the IRB are doing, and they're killing, certainly as a South African, one of my favorite sports. I'm not happy. And I was dead right. And I called this a year and a half ago if you've been watching this show. Where I was wrong, Donnarumma is class. He is. I worried about his feet. Ultimately, it didn't matter because he's so good at everything else. He's 21 and he's one of the most dominant people ever. Do you know, in 33 caps, he's only conceded, he's never conceded more than one goal in 90 minutes? And I can't just stay in my camp, right, and say, I want to be right. Folks, 33 caps. I don't care how much of a catenaccio they got going there in Italy. That is phenomenal. And I always say the goalkeeper's a part of the defense. He'll claim every single free kick. He's massive. He's a man mountain. And I was dead wrong on him. I can't believe PSG have him now as well, along with Sergio Ramos and Marquinhos. My God, what a team. Where I was right, America is the sports elite. It is. I was watching the UFC this weekend. They do it right. You look at the whole package. Listen, I'm not big into UFC. I'm into brilliance. I'm into excellence. That's all I care about in life. Are you excellent? And if you're not excellent, are you trying to be excellent? UFC are trying to be excellent. You look at something, we call it in my business, shoulder content. Everything, the build up. What's the social media doing to create the atmosphere around it in the week leading up? And then who's actually fighting? Now, I don't follow UFC. I want to be completely honest. I'm what you might call a casual. But I keep an eye on what's social media saying. What are the people I rely on? What's Ariel Helwani? What are these guys saying about what's going on? And then I go into the comments. Dana's got it right. America's got it right. The NBA is flying. They're in the finals without LeBron. That's a ratings killer. But they're still doing it right, and the product is phenomenal. Easy to consume. Listen, it's Netflix culture now. Don't make me go and search for your content. Like IRB, don't make me search for when the rugby's on, who's playing. It should be in my face all the time. Copa America, you have a lesson to learn, right? I'm on Netflix. Put it there. I click, I watch. I don't want to think and phone you and email you and ask my friends when it's on. No more. The Americans are brilliant. Dana White's brilliant. Fox, brilliant. ESPN, you're brilliant. They're brilliant. They're the best. Just admit it. People don't like America, but America do it right. Where I was wrong. Finish off on this. Arsenal. I thought I went against my own rule. I always say to everyone in life, people don't change. I said, no, this is the season. Super League, they're going to try and pivot out of that. A little bit of PR. They're going to get Madison. Ben White's going to be their marquee signing this season. Ben White, 1 season in the Premier League. His best season in football was Leeds in the Championship. They're about to spend £55 million on him. They had the 3rd best defense in the league last year. Why are you spending £55 million on a defender? How? And I don't mean how, like, black people use it. I don't mean how. I mean how. As in, how is it possible to have this level of incompetence? It's impossible. Surely. You had the third best defense. That's not your problem. Fix the striker situation. I told you, Flair is not a plan. Aubameyang, for me, should have gone. Folks, with or without Aubameyang, Arsenal can come 8th. Tell me I'm wrong. Get rid of Aubameyang. And you've gotten rid of Guendouzi. That's a good start. Get rid of some of this Flair. Flair's not a plan. It's not. I hate to tell Arsenal, it is not a plan. You cannot build anything on Flair. And I'll tell you who's learning that harsh lesson. You heard of a little country called Brazil in football? They've built their last 10 years around Neymar. How's that gone? Please don't confuse France and Brazil. People tell me France is built around Mbappe. Rubbish. It was built around Matuidi and Conte before. It is now built around Varane and largely, I think Pogba, they're trying to shoe him in there. I don't think he's the guy, but I still think N'Golo Kante, Varane, that spine is so strong at the back. And they've got Hugo Lloris. That's what it's built around. Don't build around Flair. And Arsenal, I just don't get it. James Maddison, you need a number 10. You need a strong holding midfielder. Whoever it is, go and get whoever it is. Basuma, pay whatever it costs. If just to show your fans that you care. Folks, preseason starts this coming weekend. The guy's already back. They've reported back. Arsenal haven't made it. Tavares, Lokonga. That's who you've brought in. Tavares and Lokonga. Good luck going to Wikipedia after this to look up who that is. It's absolutely incredible. It is absolutely incredible. And I was wrong. People don't change. James, the Arsenal, still a joke.
I didn't know that they were even worth talking about anymore.
They were the third best defense in the league last season. James, if your girlfriend said to you, I hate that you're always late, right? And then you say to her, yeah, I'm always late because I can't afford to fix my car. I bet she'd go, oh, how much does that cost? Let's fix your car because I don't like you being late. I want to spend more time with you, right? And you'd go and fix your car. You wouldn't take the money from your girlfriend and then go get an upgrade on your cell phone. Do you know what I'm saying?
No. I mean, yes, I know what you're saying. I wouldn't do that is what I meant when I said no.
Oh, so you wouldn't fix your car?
No, I know what you're saying.
Okay, so you would fix your car because
yes.
you don't want to be late for your girlfriend?
Yes.
Are you sure? Because I kind of feel like...
No, we just got lost in... It was...
So you don't mind being late for your girlfriend and upsetting her is what it kind of sounds like.
No.
Oh, so you don't mind doing that is what you're saying? Wow, that is... Okay. Cheap.
I think you've put words in my mouth.
No.
I don't know how to feel here.
What do you mean I put words in your mouth? You said no when I said you don't mind upsetting your girlfriend, and you said no. That just happened. Do you remember that? 15 seconds ago.
That didn't happen. You're lying.
That happened 15 seconds ago.
No.
That just happened now.
No, what I was saying no to was... Hang on.
Let's hear it. Ladies and gentlemen, James Ilsley
is having a stroke.
No. I mean, it's okay if you like upsetting your girlfriend. Maybe it's a power thing. Maybe you guys got your own thing going. That's fine. I don't want to get involved in your personal life. I was using an analogy, but I mean, we're here now.
No. So I agree with you with the whole I'm not going to go upgrade my phone thing.
Okay. So you would fix the car?
Yes.
Sure. That was confusing. Imagine if your lady listens to this show.
Yes, like, goodness gracious. There'd be a whole 5 minutes there where she's just confused.
When was the last time you saw her?
I'll tell you.
Was it a while ago? Would you say like a week, 2 weeks?
So, couldn't this weekend. Couldn't last weekend.
What are you looking at? Your diary?
I'm just looking at the dates because I remember it by date.
Okay.
I think the weekend of the 28th.
Okay, so it's been 3 weeks.
27th, sorry.
It's been 3 weeks. It'll be 4 weeks this weekend because we still close. I think it's Gauteng, huh?
Yeah, we're still closed for another 2 weeks.
So that's a month.
Yep.
So now she would have been wondering what the hell's happened in the last month that he doesn't want to see me. But that's not what happened.
Exactly.
To be clear.
Yeah,
you do want to see. Let's just, let's be clear on this because the internet will get you.
Mm-hmm.
James Ilsley does want to see his beloved lady.
Correct.
Okay. No,
Very
cool.
correct.
So in the analogy, he wouldn't take the money and buy a pink earring.
No.
Okay. He would fix his car in the analogy. My point is, Arsenal, priorities.
Jeez. I forgot we were talking about Arsenal there for a second.
Yeah. Storytelling. It's tough. Gotta be able to use the old noggin, you know.
Gotta have a head, huh?
Yeah, cop. But listen, do you know what I'm saying? Is in life, you got to spend on priorities. Like, if the plumbing doesn't work, I don't care how nice your chandeliers are. Priorities, pal.
What are Arsenal's priorities?
Why are you buying a centre-back? You had the third best defense in the league already. You know what? Jimbo, when was the last time you had a fallout with like your mom or someone you care about? You don't have to tell me what it is.
This past week.
Okay, this past week. And generally, and correct me if I'm wrong, but in my life, when I fall out with the people I care about, often when I actually just get over myself, and as you've explained beautifully, James, once the id is superseded by the ego.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go. Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Paying attention to my lectures.
Absolutely. If you haven't caught that, I can't remember what day it was, educating with MKT, which will be back, by the way. Really looking forward to our next lesson. But is that often the people, you know what they say? Actually, at the core of it, it's just make me understand how you got to your action. So if you know, whatever the fallout may be, often people just explain to me. Because I know sometimes I get annoyed. I don't like to explain things. I'm just like whatever. You'll never understand. But if you want to be understood, you must explain yourself, right?
Yeah.
And I'm not good at that. I'm just like, people are idiots. Although that's not true. Explain yourself. So most people get upset when it doesn't make sense to them. Whether it makes sense to you or not is a whole different thing. People just want you to explain. How? Why did you come to this conclusion? You know what I mean? And generally, when you walk your way to explaining to them, the anger you can kind of feel it leaving the room as you can see them understanding, oh, okay, I may have misinterpreted or whatever it is, right?
Yeah.
You know, when you explain yourself to people, which is not always the greatest thing, especially when they're upset, it can be annoying and, you know, why should I explain myself to you? Who the hell are you?
Yeah.
Why didn't you listen the first time? You know what I mean? And as an Arsenal fan, I would feel that way. Just make me understand. Make it make sense. You ever heard someone say, make it make sense? Come on, Chief. How can it make sense? James, just explain to me. You're the third best defense in the most difficult league in sports, right? Why are you adding to that as though that's your problems? By the way, you came 8th with the third best defense in the league.
I don't even know how to. I think the thing with Arsenal is that they need
Jesus.
Probably, yeah, and lots of holy wine and water. Anyway, David Luiz is getting old.
No, he's gone. Released. Free transfer.
So maybe that's the replacement.
For David, but they've got Murray, right? By the way, they've got William Saliba, who they spent £27 million on, has not played a game for Arsenal.
Nice.
Out on loan again. He's going out. 3rd season in a row. What are we doing there? £27 million. Anyway, who they got? They got Pablo Murray at the back there. Rob Holding, who you may not like, but he was part of the 3rd defense. Murray, Holding, Gabriel, and ultimately Callum Chambers as the backup. Right? That's 4. They're going to play 4 at the back. With that 4, Luiz was injured half the season, so don't worry about it. You were the 3rd best defense. That's not where you need to replace, is my point. Your problems are in midfield and up front. You have to replace. Find some goals, find some steal. Who's in the midfield? They're like a donut, you know? Donuts have nothing in the middle.
I think since Xhaka had his whole fallout, I think, and I'm not saying Xhaka is this world-class midfielder, but he did keep some form or some sort of structure at least in the midfield at Arsenal. And I think since that's happened, it's just been kind of, hey, let's rotate all of our midfielders and just kind of, see what works.
But let's also be clear. I had an Arsenal fan say that to me as well. I said, you came 8th with Xhaka. So, excuse me, Arsenal. You came 8th 2 seasons in a row. Please don't let the FA Cup win, which got you in the FA Cup, mask anything. This wasn't the first season they came 8th. They came 8th last season with Xhaka playing the whole season. You must remember that what you're saying was the season before last season, coming into last season. Xhaka played the whole season last season, and they came 8th. So what are we talking about? Do you know what I'm saying? You're 8th. Get some midfielders. Like Basuma, Ndidi. 55 million. I wonder who they... 55 million maybe gets you a conversation with Madison.
No.
You think more, huh?
I think Madison's, in my opinion, not worth it, but I think in the sort of eyes of whoever...
70.
Yeah, I think near there.
Sancho's 75. Who would you rather have?
James Madison.
Then Sancho. Which is fair.
Wait,
no, but
it depends on the club, though, because...
I agree with you, though. Okay, but what were you going to say?
It does depend on the club, because if you're a Man United, you need a Jadon Sancho. You don't need a James Madison, because your midfield is, even though he hasn't played a game, Donny van der Beek. You got Bruno. You've got Paul Pogba, who's not really, but you know.
Yeah, no, it's solid in there.
Yeah.
What you're saying is there's ballers in there.
Exactly. So I think, yeah, it depends on the club. If you Man United, you need a Jadon Sancho, because Lord knows the right wings. Well, the ring.
The Lord of the Rings.
Lord knows the wings at Man United.
Yeah. Danny James, not quite it to the flying Welshman, huh?
He's good, but...
no, I'm with you.
And then also Anthony Martial is just kind of...
Do you know, I'm the idiot. I keep getting shocked every time somebody reminds me that Anthony Martial is still a human being.
You know what makes me laugh? And it's the first thing I always think of when I think of Anthony Martial, is the fact that when Man United signed him, there's a clause in his contract with regards to the Ballon d'Or that Man United have to pay, or I think it's Man United have to pay Monaco money, or the other way around, if he wins the Ballon d'Or.
Yeah.
And he probably couldn't be further from winning it.
Unbelievable, dude. It's unbelievable. Arsenal are unbelievable. I'm loving Man United, thinking Sancho is going to solve their problems as well.
I think a solid midfield at Arsenal would be good, like a James Madison.
Get two solid mids. Somebody to do some dirty work in there. Like, who's doing the dirty work? El Neni.
It's also great that you have, well, it's not really considered great. It's kind of considered okay. That you have Lacazette and Aubameyang. I think what was missing there is the feed to those players.
Yeah.
Everyone knows Aubameyang's got the juice. Like, he's a baller. Like, he can score goals. People saw him at Dortmund.
And at Arsenal, he's been the first season, he was killer.
Yeah.
Still came 8th, I mean.
But where's the feed and the support? Like, I was having a conversation with one of my mates last night during the England game. And Arsenal's setup is very similar to England's. Players like Harry Kane, and believe me, I am by no means backing up Harry Kane's performance at Euros. But in the England squad, players like Harry Kane or the sort of upfront strikers, Marcus Rashford, those kinds of players, have no real sort of support or feed. I mean, you've got a midfield with like Declan Rice and Jordan Henderson, but Harry Kane is more of like a false 9/target man at the same time. So it's like you need a special type of feed, which at Tottenham is Son or Lucas Moura.
Yeah.
Right? Arsenal's the same. Like, Aubameyang is pacey. I'm not sure what kind of a striker he is, if I'm honest. But again, I think he seems like the kind of player that needs the right feed, not just from a random defender or midfielder that plays for the club. I just feel like,
you know what happens when you get into bad habits is it starts rolling. I can use something we'd all be able to sort of understand is getting into bad eating habits. It only takes like a week of eating badly, and then you feel rubbish.
Yeah.
So you're like, I might as well, Oh, well, who cares if I have another pizza on Sunday instead? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's so hard once you start making bad decisions, and Arsenal have just done that for so long now. Like, there's something else people don't want to talk about, right? Thomas Partey was an absolute disaster last season. He cost you £50 million.
Oh, he was not good at all, huh?
No, he was injured half the season. Oof. Every time he got going, he got injured. Now, I said this before the season, and people told me no. I said, I promise you, Atletico Madrid, right? Because he had a £50 million release clause. That's how Arsenal got him. I said, there's no ways Atletico Madrid are letting a guy go that easily if he's the guy. I said it with Aubameyang as well. I said it worried me when Arsenal got him.
It also worried me. I was also very much like, excuse me? Because he was heavily linked to huge teams. He was linked to Real at a point, Liverpool, United. He had huge links, and to see him go to Arsenal was very strange for me.
But the football world talks, and I've spoken to people as to what happened there. He's always late for training at Dortmund. Like, they know that. You can't go to Bayern Munich and be late, chief. It's not going to work. You're not going to go to Real Madrid, and that's tolerated. Jose Mourinho kicked Iker Casillas out of the squad for being late. That's Real Madrid, you know what I mean? At Arsenal, I guarantee you he's still late now. It's called production tolerance. He's been producing, so you tolerate. And you know what happens? You know what that leads to? Entitlement. Arsenal feel like an entitled bunch of guys. Like, I don't know who's in control there, you know what I mean? Like, at Chelsea and Man City, you can kind of feel an intensity. It's like, it sounds kind of cruel, but Chelsea and Man City give me that vibe of they don't need you. And that creates a kind of intensity. It's kind of like, when was the last time you went to a corporate building, like a big bank? I don't know if you've ever been like these big, in our country, it's a place called Santon where we got all the big banks and you ever walked in there?
I have, but not in the last 3 weeks.
Yeah. Well, of course, because you're a responsible Christian citizen, right? And you don't want to spread COVID.
Exactly.
You want to spread love, not COVID.
Love, not war.
Love, not war. And, biological war would be spreading COVID.
Yeah.
And you're a great human.
Make love, not drugs. Nope, that's another guess. Stay in, drugs don't do school. No. Stay
at home. Don't spread COVID.
Yes.
That's the new saying.
That's the one.
Yeah. So you're staying at home because actually you're like, don't spread COVID, spread love. But actually it's quite strange on this occasion. To spread love, you got to stay at home. Stay the hell away from people. Put your mask on. Stay at home.
Also,
shop online, you monster.
In this day and age, can you really just be going out there and spreading love?
Oof. You've taken it from sort of the metaphysical to the physical there. And I don't, because I'm a good person.
No, that's not what I was doing.
Yeah, I don't. I'm not going to I'm a good person.
I wasn't doing that at all.
James, my mom listens to the show every day.
I wasn't doing that at all.
So I can't imagine my mom hears what you're saying now, James. Now I'm a flippin' creep because of you.
I meant with a global pandemic, can you just go out and spread love these days? Not in.
I'm not going here with you, James. I'm not. I know what you mean, and I'm not.
No, you don't. You think you know what I mean.
My mother listens to this show.
You're taking it the way it's not supposed to be taken.
My mom goes, she doesn't go to church now. She's watching it online now. She's got all her apps and she's downloading. I showed her, biggest disaster I did. Showed her how to download videos on YouTube for sermons.
Nice.
Oh, so proud of herself. So proud of herself. Messaging me all the time. Look how. Screenshots all the time. Biggest mistake I made.
I love moms, dude. Moms are the best.
Dude, showed her how to download videos on YouTube. She didn't know. You know how Balis are. Oh my God.
Moms are the best, dude.
I've got to delete the amount of photos she sends me, screenshots. It's just clogging up my phone memory and my memory card. I got to just constantly be clearing her messages. You know what I mean?
Guess you could say you're making memories.
Okay, on that note, give us some outro music. We're going to take a little break.
Memories, making memories.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. All right, in this first hour, one of the worst things that I've announced is that I told my mother how to download videos on YouTube. It's been a nightmare. Screenshots galore. Super proud of herself. unlike James, she's staying away from people. She's not trying to spread love. And Mom, I know you're watching this or listening. I don't co-sign what James was trying to say there about spreading love. I'm a good person. I believe you can only love one person at a time, and that's all you need to know, Mom. So if you're watching, James's mind is always in the gutter. And yeah, I know you like James. My mom says she likes James. It's kind of cool, kind of funny. She's asked me what he's like. We had a long conversation about him. And yeah, that's probably in the black mark column for James there for being, wherever he was trying to take that. I'm a good person though. My name's MKT. This is cliffcentral.com that you're watching us in a collaboration with. It's Cliff Central Sport. Folks, if you want to find the podcast, I'm still getting messages. And it's my fault because you got to communicate with people. If you want to be understood, you must make yourself understood by explaining yourself. The podcast is the MKT Show. That can be found on cliffcentral.com, the Cliff Central app, Spotify, Google Podcasts, or wherever you find your podcasts. If you are on Apple Podcasts, please do leave a comment. Perhaps James's mind is in the gutter. Why does James want to be late for his girlfriend? These are the types of things. Is James as cute as that lady said she is on Cliff Central's YouTube page? These are all the things you can just leave a comment. Engage with it. If you are with us on YouTube, please click like. That's this one. That's the up thumb. Or dislike, because you might have woken up and you may think to yourself, I live in Durban, state of disaster, nothing's good. I hate everything. If this is a channel for you to sort of deal with your anxiety, no worries. As long as you engage with the content. My name is MKT, by the way. This is the MKT Show. We'll see you in a little bit. Welcome back to the MKT Show. That show's about me. It's all me, all the time, everywhere.
One of the worst experiences of my life.
Every single moment.
Fleeting.
You have to let it seep into your pores, like vodka in the sauna.
Yes.
If you know, you know.
Love vodka.
I don't do vodka anymore, James. Too many crazy nights. Too many lost memories.
Vodka. I wouldn't call it lost memories. I'd call it the memories are so awesome, your brain just can't comprehend. You know?
So it's not lost memories.
No, it's just so awesome. Your brain is just.
Listen, vodka. Sure, I remember that. It's a long time ago, but it'll get you.
It is my drink of choice. It's good stuff.
Oh, really?
Mm.
No wonder your memory's so terrible. Vodka, huh?
Yeah, vodka. Like
Do you do like a screwdriver, or what do you? Oh, yeah, you don't know what a screwdriver is.
no.
What an amateur.
What's
Like
a screwdriver?
It's vodka orange juice.
Oh, that's pretty good. No, I'm more like vanilla vodka and Coke.
What a middle-aged woman. That is the most metrosexual thing I've ever heard.
What's wrong with vanilla vodka and Coke?
Get to the bar. Hey, how's it, but can I have 2 beers and 2 shots of Jägermeister? Yeah, and for your friend, a vanilla vodka and a skinny Coke. Oh, sorry, but I didn't realize you guys were going out. It's fine, like it's all right. I didn't realize. Sorry, sorry. I thought you guys were paying separately. I didn't realize this was your boyfriend here.
It's not always vanilla vodka, but it is like my favorite. So like,
what does your boyfriend think of you drinking vanilla vodka? Now, is that homophobic?
yes.
Potentially. Potentially. But that
your mom should be disappointed in you.
That is one of the listen. To the gay community, I apologize, right? If you are gay and listening to this, please comment in the stream. That is one of the gayest drinks I've ever heard of.
No,
What, vanilla vodka
and Coke.
Oh my gosh.
But what I'm saying is, like,
Sorry, like,
if there's no vanilla vodka, dope. I'll do a brandy and Coke or whatever vodka you have and Coke.
sure. Vanilla.
Dude, vanilla vodka and Coke is vibes.
Do you guys, so your dream is just to go to Soho Square in London and just, hey, Pride Month just went, so that's a pretty good month for you. Hey, James? Vanilla. Like, that is so camp.
There's a lot of homophobic comments coming out. I just want the world to know that I don't agree.
I'm sorry.
With these comments.
Like, I'm not sorry. I've said what I've said. That is so camp, dude.
Vanilla vodka and Coke, dude. It's vibes.
Vanilla vodka. Like,
Vibes.
does your girlfriend have to pour you that in the kitchen so people don't see what you're drinking? Like, your mates don't have. Are you kidding me?
No, I drink vanilla vodka with my
Oh my god.
mates too.
Oh really?
Yeah.
All your male friends. It makes sense now. You guys hang out Friday nights. What's the place by the Thrupp Center where all the gay guys and lesbian ladies go?
I don't know. I don't judge locations based
Yeah,
on.
man. Well, yeah, if you know what that place is, it's kind of known for the gays. I forget what it is. It's
The
gays.
gays.
It's literally the gays. That's what they call themselves. They're like the clan. They say, "Oh, the gays." I'm going. A friend of mine says, "I'm going out," but she can say it. She says, "I'm like, oh, what are you up to this weekend?" I'm going out with the gays, and that's when she's going out with her gay friends. 2 ladies, by the way.
Going out with the gays.
Yeah, no. She says, "I'm going out with the gays."
Vanilla vodka and Coke is not gay, dude. And again, if I walk into a bottle store and there's no vanilla vodka, like, that's my first choice. If there's none, I'll have like taurine vodka and Coke.
I'm sorry, James. What next? What am I sending you for Christmas?
Just a bottle of vodka would be good.
No. Because I like.
Have you not learnt anything here? Just a bottle of vodka is good.
But it's gonna have to be vanilla. I'm actually gonna have to buy it, and then people are gonna go, "Oh, I didn't realize." Oh, like, oh, the lady in the corner had an eye on you, but sorry.
Well,
I guess she's out of luck.
You know what they say.
Hey, men are entitled to love men now, is what they say. And that's, like, I'm totally fine with that. And do you know what they probably drink? Vanilla vodka together during Pride Month. Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
No, there's no way,
It is so camp.
No.
There's no way you go to the bar with your lady and she doesn't hide her face when the barman goes, "Hey, bud, what can I get you, pal? Can I please have a vanilla vodka and cranberry juice?" What?
Nah.
Hey, pal, keep it moving, yo. You know? Don't serve that kind, yeah.
I don't say anything.
Was that a bit homophobic? Yeah, that's what people say.
A
Listen,
bit.
hey, listen. I think gay people have a sense of humor. They know I'm kidding. If they don't, I'll probably get the show's getting cancelled.
Yeah.
Yeah. But now, how are you going to afford not having an apartment with no internet, James?
You see, that's where we differ.
Oh, have you diversified your portfolio?
Well, I'm not contracted.
Yeah, but I could just say fire him. You know, I'm also a part of that executive team. So what happens then?
But why would you do that? Why would the show being cancelled turn you into such a mean person?
Well, you were part of the process of me getting cancelled. Like, what are you doing here?
No, I wasn't. You're the one who were making the homophobic slurs.
I didn't. But let's be honest. If you're thinking of a gay guy, as I am, they're probably drinking a vanilla and cranberry or whatever you're drinking.
Kudle says the PC division of SANDF is on its way to help you out, James. Stay strong.
It is. Okay, well, James, I'll tell you what. Let's describe it like this before we move on.
Okay.
What a fabulous option.
There you go. I like that one.
It's just so fabulous to drink your vanilla vodka and cranberry.
Vanilla vodka is not...
Go ahead, James.
It's ground fabulous.
No, I didn't say fabulous. I said fabulous.
I'm giving you a round of applause for your fabulous.
Do you know what it is? It sounds delish.
Delish.
Yeah, delish. That's what it sounds like. Do you know what I mean? When I'm saying that? All right. Enough of the homophobia now, James.
Guess you could say enough gay banter. Because gay banter is a saying outside of homophobia and homosexuality.
Wowzers.
It's actually a saying
that
you told me about.
Yeah, I'm not...
was actually gay banter.
Enough of that gay banter, they say. Monty Python, shout out to those guys.
Brought it full circle, huh?
Yeah, Monty Python. Unbelievable. All right, fabulous, James. Let us move on. The Euros are a thing.
Well, they were.
No, I think they still have them again in 4 years. It doesn't,
Yeah, but just.
Yeah. So here's the thing, James. After... like after your children move out of your house, you don't say my children were my children. You know?
Yeah, they were.
They're gone. They're dead. So you reckon you reckon you're dead to your mom now? Do you think your mom just jumps out of bed now? Like, I've got rid of 2. There's 1 more. Let's stay strong. How old's your younger brother?
He's in grade 11.
Grade 11. So that's 17. So when do you go to university? 20. About 18, 19. Okay, you might do a gap year or whatever. We don't know these youngsters. I don't know. You might need to go do yoga in, I don't know, Brazil or whatever these youngsters do. Yeah, or wherever, you know. Do you reckon your mum is probably at that stage like, 1 more? I just got to pretend to love all of them just for 2 more years, and then I can actually live my best life. Because your mum probably wants to repaint. You know, the problem with having 3 boys, she probably wants to repaint the house, make it look nice. And all of you guys are 6 foot and more, hey, in your family, all 3 of you guys. Bunch of gorillas walking around. There's no ways she can actually make the house look nice. Do you know what I mean, Jen? With all due respect, your mom's probably thinking, oh my god, as soon as this one moves out, she's probably planned and saved for 10 years for her dream chandelier, her dream couch. You know what I mean? Like replace all of the cheap rugs or cheapish rugs she's got now with the proper Persian stuff she wants, because there aren't 3 gorillas stomping around the house like horses with hooves, you know what I mean? Clomping around the house.
No.
So you don't think she's thinking?
No.
What do you think she's thinking?
I think she's super concerned because her favorite son lives in Joburg. Joburg's
I reckon more parents are relieved than and they won't let on. They're just like, probably, did she do the tears thing when she was moving away from you?
We both did.
Okay. She's like, pour the tears on, like whatever. Did they drive when they were leaving you, James?
Yeah. Yeah.
Probably let your stepdad drive. Pop the champers. 1 to go. We got 1. 1 went so far. Where's he? Vietnam. Yeah. We got 1 that far away. Annoyingly, this one's 1 flight away. That's you, James, by the way. Your brother is probably going to go to university in the Czech Republic. You know what I mean? Get rid of them. Get them out of here. All 3 of them, I bet. And I wish for your mum, if that is her way. Maybe not. She deserves it. 3 of you, 6 feet. By the way, big people, what do? Eat a lot. Her whole budget, just to you guys, all the time. Because, James, you well raised. You know, you're a good Afrikaans stock here. And you say your brothers are about the same as well.
Are you calling me fat?
No, I said Afrikaans stock. Are we dealing with your insecurities again now?
What does that mean when you say I'm good Afrikaans stock?
Fris. But, you don't know what fris means? Oh, no.
No, I want to see where you go with this.
No, fris. Like, born while meat was cheap, but back on the farm. You know what I mean? You're good Afrikaans stock. And your mom had to feed all 3 of you. My God. What a woman. What a hero. What a hero. Not sure how we got here.
Nope.
Not sure how we got here.
Huh.
Either way, the bottom line is good for your mum, whatever she wants to do with her life.
Go you, mum.
Yeah. Go James's mum.
Not sure how we got
you. Yeah. In the end, 3 of you, huh?
Yeah.
I would love to see your mum's credit card receipts from when she had to do shopping for all 3 of you guys living in the house. It must be like a car, like it's like buying a car every month. Because you guys are big lads, all 3 of you.
Yeah, and she just comes home with receipts long.
She's every time she leaves the house, just crying. Like, hey, sure, you know the month you've just worked? 3/4 of it is about to become human poop. Because I'd imagine you guys are just guzzling chow as well, just eating everything. So, and I'd imagine with 3 boys, because I was kind of like, Mom, there's no salami in the fridge. Who ate the last salami? Hey?
Why do we speak?
No,
like
there are
that?
lots of that though. Am I right? Tristan, I can't believe you ate the last ham. It's unbelievable. Mom, this always happens. I told you. Am I wrong? Am I wrong?
And then my mum butts in and she's like, we'll buy more. Everyone relax.
Really? Is that
Yeah.
that's it, eh? Yeah, because I know how eggs get. Who ate the biltong? Guys, I told you Stephanie's coming over and we're going to be watching. I told you, I bought this for... It's a nightmare. Yeah, I can imagine your mom sometimes just like walking into a closet and just closing the door and just letting you guys fight it out. I'm trying to put myself in her shoes. Just let them punch each other. Hopefully one of them breaks a nose or something and I can take them to the hospital and get some peace.
Yeah.
I can imagine her mind going like this, you know what I mean?
And they're separate for a while.
Yeah, or just like they're not in the house for a while. Like hopefully one of them punches. You ever have fights with your brother, like physical stuff? Did any of you ever like? You don't have to tell me who, but did anyone ever like punch someone and you have to go to the hospital kind of thing?
Not quite. I got hit in the face with a cricket bat.
How old were you?
Sure. I couldn't tell you. Very young though.
Yeah, but relief for your mom.
My brother was like, do you want to see how Jacques Callas hits a cricket ball?
Yeah.
And then I was standing right next to him.
Oh, and he did the backswing.
And this dude just went, and then he hit me in the face with the bat.
He didn't mean to though, obviously.
But that's what he says. I'm not sure though. Maybe it was just pent up aggression.
It's going to happen though. You get 3 lads in one house. That's going to happen. You've got to expect aggression in that house. You've got to. So the point here is, I think we've gone too far away.
Where are we?
I'm so glad for your mom that there's only one more left.
Yes.
That's the real point. Like,
how did we even get to that?
I have no idea how we got here. Let's get back to something we do know about.
The Euros.
Because as far as I know, neither of us have kids. And I was just imagining, 3 6-foot kids in a house. Just, man, oh man. All right, let's move on. The Euros are done. For now. But before we get into it, listen, here's the reality, right? I know we live in a PC world, but I want to talk to you about something real. Your wife is always better than the mistress. Now, some people may not admit that. You know how men are. I certainly do. I'm a man. But ultimately, when you get over yourself, ultimately your wife's always better than your mistress. Always. There are very few situations where if you did a sort of an analysis, pros versus cons, where a mistress would come out better than your wife. Ever. Listen, international football is the store bread of sport. Empty calories. It's empty calories. It's what it is. And the mistress really is international football. The wife is the English Premier League. Let's just call it what it is. Euros were awful, actually. I know people got into it, but it's just because we needed something to do. The Olympics were delayed and, we're panicking. We're at home. We're stuck. Actually, the Euros games, there were probably 2 or 3 high-level games, but it wasn't a good product. They were awful. But a big part of it is that we're not creating, and it's the same problem as rugby. There's no desire for me to catch international football. It's always rubbish teams against good teams. Tired of San Marino, 6-0. Tired of it. I'm tired. And Euros is just a really expensive version of that. It's too long. 24 is too much. These are the same people at UEFA who told you don't trust the billionaires, it's about money. There is no reason to have 24 teams. Turkey, Finland, North Macedonia, Scotland, Hungary, Finland, Slovakia, and Poland should have been nowhere near this tournament. They were a waste of my time. Stop telling me about emotion and hopes and dreams. Go to the Olympics if you want to participate. That's what the Olympics are for. Olympics are for feel-good stories. And who cares if you win and it's nice? The Euros are meant to be the pinnacle of European, at least international football. It's a waste of time. Turkey, Finland, North Macedonia, Scotland, Hungary, Finland, Slovakia, and Poland were about as useful to this tournament as an NJ to a diabetic. I'm sorry. What were they doing there? It's not elite. Are we watching elite football or not? Okay, let's start there. Are we watching elite football or not? Is that what we're doing? Then get rid of the trash. Shave it. 24 is too much. Let's get to 16, last 16. We start there and we into the good stuff immediately. It's the playoff feel immediately. You can sell the rights the same. There's quality, there's intensity, there's a product. You create the right shoulder content. People will pay. What do you think? Coca-Cola is not going to pay 35% more or whatever you're making on having those extra games with the 8 teams. Coca-Cola aren't idiots. Pepsi aren't idiots. Trust me, they are not idiots. They know what they're paying for better than anybody. Doesn't matter that they're worth trillions of dollars. They're not just dishing money out. They know what they're paying for. They're not paying anything for those first round games. They're not paying anything for Turkey, Finland, North Macedonia, Scotland, Hungary, Finland, Slovakia, and Poland. They're not. They don't need the Euros, quite frankly. It's too long. It's too long. It's a waste of time. It's not elite. It's like the Champions League. It's too long. 16 teams, less travel, right? Less travel allows the teams to settle, higher quality games. It'll bring the injuries down. It's too long, and it's not good. It's already not good with the elite teams. France didn't play well this tournament. England didn't play well this tournament. Spain didn't play well this tournament. It's already too long, and the elite teams were tosh, actually. Stop giving me the feel-good stories. Folks, with 16, you're still going to get those stories. Passion's nice. Passion doesn't pay the bills. I have to say it. I hugely underwhelmed. As much as I said I was enjoying it, I thought about it. I enjoyed it because there's no other option. Your mistress is never good as your wife. Let's get back to some serious stuff, please. The Premier League's back on. Shorten the Euros. That's all I've got to say about it. Just shorten the Euros. It's too long. And it's rubbish. The first round is rubbish. 3 teams qualifying. Now I've got to phone my accountant to figure out the formula for who's qualifying for the next round. No, it's Netflix time. I don't want to think. Feed it to me. Passive consumer. I watch Netflix now, pal. You know how where we've gone as consumers? I don't even want to have a TV remote anymore, folks. Netflix is no remote, right? If you've got a touchpad, if you're fortunate enough to be a yuppie like James, you can have a touchpad, your laptop. I don't even want to have a TV remote. I want to click. Oh, there's my series. Sit it down. Let me connect it to my TV. Bam. Done. Maybe you got a smart mouse. I don't want to have a remote. I don't want to click 3, 4, 8, whatever the channel number is. It's too much. So why must I go and figure out who's qualifying for the next round? Why? Why must I do that? Why must I work? I'm already paying a subscription fee over, by the way, hand over fist to get your product. Now I must also sit down like an accountant, like an actuarial scientist to figure out how your tournament works. No, thank you. Just make it 16, folks. The NFL, UFC, the best must play the best. Simple as. Just thank God the Premier League's back now. Let's focus on real stuff. That was empty calories. That was being with your mistress. To all of you that are engaging in illicit affairs, unlike James Eilsley, who is not, go back to your wife. In the end, the wife is always better than the girlfriend. Let's stop this malarkey. Jimbo, it's not coming home. My mate, it's not coming home. It's coming Rome. Let's quickly talk about that. Now, Gareth Southgate.
Didn't I say it at the start of the tournament?
You did. You called it.
I'm just saying.
You called. Same guy who was messaging us in the group saying, is it coming home? After England scored. So maybe get off your high horse. You were losing a bit of faith in yourself.
Maybe give me a bit of credit. I called games that nobody would have predicted. I'm just saying.
We all care about the final, dude. Nobody cares about it.
Also, I called the fact that when Denmark gets knocked out, it was going to be you lost the tournament but won our hearts. And
did they do it? I stayed off. I stayed off. Honestly, I started blocking anything to do with Denmark. You know when you say, I don't want to see this ad or whatever on Twitter? No, thank you. Christian Eriksen's fine. Let's move on.
Saw it all, son.
He's fine. By the way, sorry, just breaking news. There is a state of emergency in South Africa. That's one, right? In Durban. Or is it KwaZulu-Natal?
Yes. Yeah.
That's one thing. Breaking news. Bom, bom, bom. Christian Eriksen is fine. There we go. Yeah. We started on a negative point and we finished off with Eriksen and the round of applause is right. Christian Eriksen, absolutely fine. All right, so they went with that. But let's talk about it. Southgate. What are we doing there? Why? Can I tell you, why was Jordan Henderson and Calvin Phillips on in the 90th, in the 119th minute when it's 1-1?
So, speaking of Jordan Henderson, right, I actually wanted to say something. So, last night I spent Africa's GDP on data to watch the game and to be a part of the conversation.
Okay.
Right.
First of all, stop there. I've told James, move from your area, and he's trying to cut costs by getting a nice apartment in a slumville area. And I said, listen, boy. Listen, bruh. That's always going to end up costing you. When you want to cut costs, it's going to end up costing you. Now his internet doesn't work because he lives in an area where there's no service providers that actually want to give him service. And he wants to complain. All right, James, you spent half of Africa's GDP on data this weekend. Go ahead.
Yeah, so to watch the game, mostly. And I was confused to see Jordan Henderson, not Harry Kane, Jordan Henderson, be the one to call the team together and say, come guys, this is what we're going to do. We've got this. We the boys. And you could see by his little speech, he was in it, man. And even afterwards, he did another little speech thingy, and that was great too. And he was into that also. Why? So it brings it back to the Harry Kane thing and what Southgate is actually doing. Like, it sounds biased, but Jordan Henderson is an incredible, incredible captain.
Okay, it's a little biased. It's a bit strong.
I know.
Because how are you gonna describe Maldini now? You've left yourself no room to go up. If he's incredible after winning one league title and one Champions League,
Maldini's incredible.
What about Sergio Ramos?
He's incredible.
He's also got 5.
Incredible.
Just incredible, and the World Cups and the Euros. And
okay, maybe
because Jordan Henderson only has one league title and one Champions League.
That may be so, but
he's only just better than Wes Morgan in terms of a winning captain. Just so you know, the only thing that separates them is a Champions League title.
No, but I'm looking at it from like a different sort of perspective, not the trophies he's brought to Liverpool or anything like that, right? And the lack of trophies he's brought to England. Just
the vibes.
Yes, and watching the demeanor and the sort of, you can see that he takes it seriously when these moments need to be taken seriously.
Sure.
And he really believes in a squad when he's giving them this whole pep talk. And I've seen him do it multiple times. Obviously, as a Liverpool fan, he's done it a couple of times here and there. But I just, again, that's a Southgate decision, right? And maybe there are players in the England squad that are better fit as the captain than Jordan Henderson is. But what are you doing? Like, the captaincy is with someone who, out of 15 total attempts at this tournament, scored 4 goals. I just think as a captain, like, you also have to you have to also be the player that others can look up to. And Jordan Henderson's by no means a goal-scoring machine, but like,
I think he's a natural leader. Like Martin Tyler can't stop going on about it. Like every time Henderson comes on, a natural leader of men. Like, like relax. He's not Maldini. I do like him, but he talks like the English talk about Jordan Henderson, and Liverpool fans talk about Jordan Henderson like he's Roy Keane. Like, do me a favor, slow down. He's had 18 good months. Slow down.
I don't know. I just think he's more of a pros pro than you don't see a lot from Harry Kane when he's the captain.
I know what you're saying, James. It's he look, there's different styles of leadership. Like Harry's, and I think, to be honest with you, I don't think that's a Gareth Southgate decision. It's a corporate decision. Harry Kane's the face of English football. Jordan Henderson is not.
Yeah.
So Harry Kane's a striker. How do you sell Jordan Henderson? Because what he is functional and boring in the midfield. He doesn't do anything. Right? He's like functional and combative. You can't sell that.
He's not a baller.
Name one brand that has a defensive midfielder as their pin-up guy for football boots. No one. You got Neymar, Mbappe. No, Pogba's a baller.
Pogba.
No, but he's a baller. Long passes. I mean, you saw his goal.
Yeah.
Not getting that from Henderson. Like, he's not a highlights machine. Because everything's YouTube, Twitter now, right? Neymar, the biggest stars in football now, Neymar, Pogba, Mbappe. Harry Kane. Harry Kane's the golden boy. I don't think that's necessarily, and you know, and ultimately you can lie to the public, but the players know. I don't see that as a problem, and I agree with you. I thought Jordan Henderson, it's clear once he came on. I mean, you saw when he came on, even what I liked about Henderson, I have to tell you this. When he came off, I don't know if you saw, great attitude.
Yeah.
Like I was subbed on, subbed off, but I get it. Okay, cool. Rashford, let's go, lads.
Yeah,
because a lot of people in that situation, footballers have a lot of pride.
Yeah.
And bloody hell, he's the captain of top 10 biggest things in the world, Liverpool. He's also, like, Jordan Henderson is no mug, right?
Yeah.
Within the football community. He led the revolt of players for the ESL. So this is not a joke guy. So you can tell, I do know what you're saying, James. I'm trying to rev you up a little bit, but I do understand what you're saying, but I don't think it's purely a footballing decision, and ultimately I don't think that matters. Explain to me though at 1-1 why you still had Jordan Henderson and Calvin Phillips on the pitch when you've got Marcus Rashford, Jadon Sancho, right? What are they still doing on the bench? Those two. The one guy plays for Manchester United. The other guy is about to be the 4th or 5th most expensive signing in football history. Or in British football history.
I think what Gareth Southgate was doing was, instead of pushing for the win, it was let's be careful and keep the sort of players that are able to back up the defense or play as an extra defender or whatever it is. I think that was his mindset. Let's play it safe as opposed to playing it risky. And I think that's a huge problem in football. Like in these final games, when it's the 54th minute and it's 1-1, you don't have an awful lot to lose.
Makes no sense. If I'm England, you know what, I'll talk a little bit more about Southgate tomorrow. But Italy, brilliant. But ultimately, teams always become the personality of their manager, and England are exactly that, aren't they? Functional, like just good enough, just like Southgate's suits.
Yeah.
It's like his suits are not terrible. You know, they're not the greatest. They're not terrible. but they get the job done. He'll say the right thing, and ultimately it'll get you there. It'll never get you to the next level.
Yeah.
But it'll get you there. It'll keep you in the mix. England feel like him. Like, it doesn't make sense to me that they were playing 5 at the back.
I also saw that. Again, dude, it's a caution tactic. He didn't want to concede any more than he already had last night.
Like, also, you know what was sorely exposed? Mancini made all those changes. Mancini made 6 changes. England made 2. And then ultimately made those, I think they made 5 in the end. But he made those changes at the end. When was that? The 119th minute?
Yeah, about.
For the penners, right? Or whenever Rashford came on. Why? I mean, we could all see that Italy after 20 minutes dominated the game. Where are the changes? At 1-1, change. Like, we could all see that Italy are the only team that are going to win this. And ultimately, people will say, look, he took it and took the gamble. But if you take a gamble in life, we're going to have to judge you on those choices.
No, but you also have to. I think he was playing. I don't think he took a gamble at all. I think he was playing it safe. Honestly, I do. I don't think.
No, I meant the gamble was to go to penalties. You know what I mean?
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Yeah, like, sure. Okay.
Yeah, no, I don't think there was a gamble there even for a second. I think it was all very safe and, okay, boys, we've made it this far. And, if we lose, let's just not lose by 4 goals. And, we'll go out there and kind of try and win. But, I think everything last night was just way too safe from England's side because they didn't want to be embarrassed on a stage where they know the world's watching because it's the first time in 55 years.
You know what I don't get? You cannot, in my mind, be 1-1 for however long and have Grealish, Sancho, and Saka on the bench. Like, that can't make sense. Listen to that firepower. Those 3 oaks are getting into Real Madrid. Let's be quite frank, but Bukayo Saka has been unbelievable. And I called it, by the way.
So did I.
He's been unbelievable. Why is he on the bench? I love Mason Mount. Listen, Mason Mount's not the one to fall out anyway. Why do you need 5 at the back and 2 holding mids? England played 7 defenders yesterday. Let's call it 6 because Declan Rice is actually an auxiliary centre-back. Calvin Phillips gives you a little bit of dynamism. Going forward, edge of the box, shots and stuff. England started yesterday with 6 people at the back.
That's what I'm saying, dude.
6!
In a final.
And you know what? They scored the goal first. Cool. I get it. In the highest sense of tactical play. All right, Southgate, it's been working. But when it's 1-1.
No, but even that, dude, you've scored the goal first against Italy in a final where you probably came out here hoping to be safe and whatever. You scored a goal within the first 2 minutes. For me, that's where you push because Italy are like, oh my God, what's actually happening here? That's where you push to get another goal. And you make it 2-0, then you can put 8 defenders on the field and park the bus for 90 minutes. No one will care.
Why did Raheem Sterling and Harry Kane finish that game? Both were dreadful yesterday. Kane had a good first, 15 minutes?
Not even good. It was.
Yeah, I mean, some of the passes were brilliant to Kieran Trippier. But after that, what are we doing? I do not understand how Sterling and Kane finished that game.
It was shocking, dude. I was looking at Kane's stats when you were talking about him earlier. In 650 minutes played, which is 7 games, he's scored 4 goals, committed 5 fouls. His passing accuracy, out of 152 passes, which also, how have you only had 152 passes in 7 games? Anyway, he's only he has only gotten 111 of them right out of 152.
You know what? I think after the season he's had at Tottenham, it's very difficult to just blame Harry Kane because with worse players, he was the most productive player in the most challenging sports league in the world.
No, sure.
I don't want to just pile it on Harry.
Yeah, no, I don't blame him for England not winning, but I do feel like if you want to be the guy and you're going to be the guy, dude, like If you're keen to be the guy, and you've shown you are keen to be the guy by asking for your transfer request, whether that's still happening or not, regardless, you want to be the guy. Everybody knows that. Then you must perform, dude.
But Southgate, I'm not sure, Gareth. We all saw when Grealish came on, everything changed. Every game, every time Grealish came on, and you know who came to life? Harry Kane. Because this guy now, with Sterling, you can kind of deal with him one-on-one.
Yeah.
Jack Grealish, it is 2-on-1, or it's murder ball. You're dead. You are dead meat with Grealish because he can body you. He's got the skills. He can cut inside. He can go to the left. Raheem Sterling's doing one thing. I'm going to the byline. There's no threat of Raheem Sterling curling a ball in. No threat. I like Raheem Sterling, but all he gives you is vertical. Is he goes touchline to touchline, or goal line to goal line, and that's all he is. He doesn't give you. So Grealish can come inside. Let's play the 1-2s, take someone on. He's so cultured with the ball at his feet, and it's impossible to win the ball off him. And by the way, not a red for Jorginho, for those mugs saying, you got the ball. It's just unfortunate on the follow-through. And I'm not a Jorginho fan, but yeah, very confusing. Very, very confusing to finish with 6 defenders on the field, 1-1 after 120 minutes. And the penalties thing, I don't blame anybody for missing penalties. It is what it is. Like, I think the media will make more of that. So I'll speak more about Gareth Southgate as the week unfolds, but it's not coming home. It's going Rome. And yeah, I mean, let's be honest. Italy won it for the world yesterday. Nobody wanted England to win. Nobody, not even the English. Nobody wanted England to win. They did it for the world. Could we have lived with that? Could we have lived with England winning?
I don't think Paolo wanted anyone to win. He just was focused on the naked man in the stands.
Yeah, allegedly, was it when Shaw scored, there is a naked man. If anybody saw it, would love to know. According to Paolo, he knows what a naked man looks like.
And he lost his mind, huh?
And he said they'll never show it. It'll be blurred out. Yeah, so congratulations to the Italians. As I said before the game, tough to cheer for both teams, both in a footballing sense. Scums. Sterling's diving and Immobile's diving. Scum. Sorry. We have to be able to say it. Scumbaggery.
Dude, I don't know. I told you guys. That's all I'm going to say. I told you.
Bukayo Saka, yeah. But Bukayo Saka's so good, dude. How sad are you? Imagine being Lewis Hamilton levels of driving, right? But you have to drive a tricycle. That's what Bukayo Saka's life is. He's at Arsenal. He should be at like Barcelona. Dude, he's so good. He can play left back, right wing. Yeah, I don't care. Just put me on the field. Perfect. Never gives the ball away. He's so responsible. He'll drop back. He's got incredible pace, power.
Reminds me of
composure.
Ansu Fati.
No, I think that's a little disrespectful. I mean,
well, he was also kind of similar in that he could play up the side of the full field and score goals.
But Bukayo Saka, like, he's 19.
And he's English. That makes it dope, dude.
He's so good, dude. And now imagine being him as well. Like, imagine like the luxury. What's he been up to? Jordan Henderson, Champions League winning skipper, got a little bit of Jack Grealish, saucy passes, you know what I mean? Now I'm making the run and Grealish outside of the foot, you know. I'm making that back post run. Luke Shaw whipping it in, from the left, like perfect, on my head, or like bicycle kick, whatever I call for. Luke Shaw, world class, crossing it in. You get out of here. Or like, what's he got? Like Trippier, some of the best delivery in Europe, you know, like. The best 1-2, he's got the pace. I can give it back to him. Kyle Walker, I can do a 1-2 and he'll get there. You know, he's not a vegan like Hector Bellerin, so he's actually got some power. You know what I mean?
I
do. And now he's got to go back to Arsenal.
I do think something has to be addressed, though.
Let's hear it.
So, I was going through Twitter now and I saw a screenshot of the game last night. The way that Saka was... What's the word? Heavily physically assaulted
by
by Chiellini. Was it Chiellini or Bonucci?
It is Chiellini. I mean, listen.
Good Lord. You can't tell me there was... What's that? Also, he's 19. So, like, what's it called? Child welfare services should step in, guys.
Welcome to big school, pal. If you're good enough, you're old enough. That's what Chiellini will tell you. Welcome to big school. What are we here to do? This is not a kindergarten.
And then all the Italians would actually, they became memes this morning because they're all drinking like Coke and Heineken.
Oh, that's funny.
After Ronaldo's thingy.
Yeah. But Bukayo Saka. I mean, imagine your life. Now he's got to go back and deal with what? Thomas Partey and who? Like Cedric.
Oh, dude.
And Emile Smith-Rowe.
And his captain is no longer... He has no more leader of men. He's got a Aubameyang to look up to.
Pablo Mari. Like, that's what he's going back to.
Ew.
Oh, man. Bukayo Saka.
Sorry, buddy.
He doesn't deserve it. I wouldn't wish it on my worst enemy. Shout out to him. Luke Shaw's the player of the tournament for me. For the whole tournament. Not just for England. He's been unbelievable. But Bukayo Saka. Honestly, though. Imagine going to Harvard and then you have to go and work at a spaza shop for your internship for 3 years. That's what he's done. That's what he's done. That's what's happened to Bukayo Saka. He has to go back to Arsenal now. They're not even in any European football. He's I would say top 5 best players of the English team.
Easy.
From performance. Maybe listen, other guys have better careers, but you could easily say he was the spark that they needed. Sweet mother of pearl! I cannot believe he has to go back to Arsenal. It's wrong. We should go to the World Human Rights Commission or whatever. Like, this is a crime against humanity. Do you know what I mean? It's wrong. No child of 19 should have to be subjected from going to Jack Grealish passing him the ball to Emile Smith-Rowe. I'm sorry. No. Like, we've worked too hard for human rights in the last 50 years.
Sorry, I think you mean Ben White.
£55 million. I wonder what... Like, Bukayo Saka, from everything I've read, is like super humble.
Yeah.
I wonder what he's thinking.
He's kind of like Trent, who's also super like, it's about football, not about Gucci headbands and...
Oh, is Trent like that?
Mm.
Okay, I don't really know Trent Alexander-Arnold.
I do, personally. He's my boy.
No, he's a good player.
Yeah.
He's a good player.
Spoke to him on the phone the other day.
Terrible defender, though.
He said he was feeling good about the season.
Was he?
Yeah.
Is he gonna? Did you ask him about maybe learning how to defend? Which is his core job. I mean, it's all.
Look,
he's the ultimate chandelier with the plumbing that doesn't work. Old Trent. Like, pal, learn to defend. It's your core job. So it's like it's like an investment banker who doesn't know how to do mathematics.
Look, here's the thing. I didn't tell him because, I didn't want to be that guy.
No, you should be as a good mate. Shouldn't you want to be surrounded by your good friends who will tell you what you need to hear, not what you want to hear?
But he's in his off season now. Well, he was up until yesterday.
Sure.
We were actually on the phone while he was on the way to the airport.
How's the recovery going there, pal?
Good. I think he's actually almost ready. You see, that's the thing. I didn't want to spur it on to his sort of mental prep as well.
Mental health.
But he does watch the show. He does know how.
He's
how
only
you
20.
feel.
He's only 20.
He knows how you feel about his defending.
It's. Well, I don't feel.
Whether he takes that to heart is another story.
Well, I don't feel anything about his defending because there's no defending to think anything about. He, as they say, he couldn't defend a piggy bank with an AK-47. Terrible defense.
Who says this?
It's a real saying. All right.
Can't defend a piggy bank with an AK-47.
You like that one? You can use it, James.
I don't. I'm just confused as to who says this.
Yeah, no, it's out there.
Okay.
It's an analogy, though. I mean, nobody's actually using an AK-47 to guard a piggy bank.
Well, look, things are happening in this country at the moment.
It's metaphor. It's metaphor.
Okay.
It's metaphor. There isn't enough money. I mean, probably the amount of money you could fit into a piggy bank will be the amount an AK-47 would cost. So that'd be a terrible expense,
Well,
depends how big the piggy bank is. I see what you're saying.
Exactly.
All right,
got to think outside the box.
Or the bank. The piggy bank.
Or the piggy bank.
Yeah.
Outside the piggy's box. Nope. That's not what I meant.
You'll find it. I don't think. No, You've lost it now. That was terrible.
Mm.
Yeah. All right. Shall we move on to something which isn't terrible? There are people who watch this show.
They do. Yeah.
We're going to finish off with a little bit of what they've got to say. You know what I mean?
I'm very well aware.
Let's get into the comments, Jimbo. Let's finish off.
Umbalelo G says, South Africa is a crime den. If someone has something to do at my house, I need to supervise. There is no way I'm leaving my house empty with someone. This is South Africa, not Norway. Niku says, so you have nothing insured, and they can't afford people to complain about them stealing.
Exactly. Use accredited companies. Stop getting your mates connections. If it's an accredited company, at least you have a reference to go, excuse me, I'm not happy about this. What are we going to do about it? Stop. It's your mentality of living in your area, James, when I keep telling you move. Is everyone's looking to cut a buck and then there's no recourse, right? This is why we use accredited suppliers. That's what I do. Like, I'll spend a little extra for an accredited supplier. You can go fix stuff at my house, and if there's a problem, you better believe you're going to hear about it.
Niku G said, nope, that's wrong. Niku's surname doesn't start with a G. It starts with a K.
It's cool. You were just trying to be cool there, like make it sound like a sick rap.
I was reading multiple comments at the same time, and that's why that happened. Anyway, Niku says, never get attached to anything or addicted to anything. Makes life a hell of a lot easier. Live life as simple as possible. Hashtag Motivational Mondays. It's not what he said, but...
Okay, you're trying to sort of shoehorn something cool in here because you've struggled the last couple of ones.
What, with Motivational Mondays?
Or just, the last one.
Yeah,
it's been a tough... Yeah. That's cool. It's cool. Keep going with it.
Umbalelo G says, I was watching the Wimbledon finals yesterday, and one name that does deserve a shout-out is...
Give it a go, James.
Got to get my reading glasses. Give me a second.
Yeah.
Kahotatso.
Let's hear it.
Monjane. How right are we?
I don't know. I can't actually see it, but I'd imagine I'll have to find it in the comments here. Who's it by?
Umbalelo. It's further up. It's like fourth down. I was watching Wimbledon finals yesterday, and one name that is...
Hotatso.
That's not too far off from what I said. Hotatso.
Yeah.
How do you say the surname? I said Monjane.
Probably. I don't know. I don't want to mess it up.
Anyway, wheelchair tennis is what she does. She participated in her first Wimbledon final despite losing.
Yeah. No, shout out. Hey, I will support a South African in Tiddlywinks if they are playing. So,
Same.
Absolutely, and a final.
Damn straight at Wimbledon, bro.
You gotta love that.
Kutle says Donnarumma, cold as ice, did not celebrate after any of the saves he made. Best player and best young player. We didn't actually do that. We didn't do like our votes for best player or anything.
Got Twitter for that.
Zapeta says Southgate went back to his default settings, saving substitutions for extra time and playing for the shootout is never a good idea. Win a game in the 90 minutes that you're given. That's what I'm saying, bro.
And Zapeta has been consistent with that. He said from the very beginning, I remember him saying, Southgate is a defensive coach. He doesn't know another way. So you were dead right.
Umbalelo G says players that missed penalties were players that didn't play that much in the tournament, so they were already not the most confident people.
It's true. You got to be match fit in the groove. Didn't make sense.
Kukle says, do you think Southgate set Rashford and Sancho up to fail by only giving them 5 minutes of game time before penalties?
No, I think he brought on his strikers and his most technically gifted players. So, in football, you always say you want the guys to be warm, and very rarely does it. It could have worked. Ultimately the players choked. So it's not. He gave them the chance, and what you want to do, I guess, in leadership, you want to enable your players in order to try things. So the last thing you want to do is tell Rashford and Sancho you don't believe in them. So he gave it a whirl.
Umbalelo G says, lol, Pickford saving 2 penalties, still couldn't bring it home.
As a Chelsea fan, I'm not a fan of Jorginho, and like that penalty thing is such a joke. How do you take a penalty like that in the most serious moment?
Bro.
Put the ball in the corner, dude. Put it away.
Bro.
Like, this is not Instagram, by the way. Like, we're not trying to be cool for Instagram and pass it into the side of the net. I know it's swag on Twitter. Do us a favor. I'm not a Jorginho fan, by the way.
Apparently not.
I'm not fooled. I do not like him as a player. I don't know him as a person. I just, for Chelsea, he's a nightmare.
Tabo says the gays with laughing faces.
Yeah.
Andrew Harrison says, I unlike this video after this vanilla vodka discussion. Your prejudice is showing. Tell him, Andrew.
Oh, so is it my? I thought it was because of you.
Wait, what was my prejudice?
No, I'm saying, okay, so I was wrong there. I was getting juiced. I was like, Andrew agrees with me. But no, sir.
But
saying,
I had no prejudice.
No,
You were
I
saying
agree.
that vanilla vodka's gay.
Yes. And I would say that again, over and over. It is the most camp thing in the world.
Andrew Harrison, it's fine. I'll report him to Gareth in the morning. And then Gareth will give him a high five, probably.
I don't want to speak for Gareth.
Where were we? There it is. Tabo says, why does James and his brother have an accent? He sounds butch and Stephanie is one of those mean girls.
So, geez, guys, it's so annoying. Like, Mom, the third time now. He knows. This is why. This is why. I can't wait to move out of this house. That's cool.
Zapeta says the fact that there was only one direct free kick scored in this tournament shows how under par it was. Copa was even less memorable because no one watched it.
Touche. Worst marketing job in the history of football. By the way, if people aren't aware, and we'll talk about it tomorrow, two tiny little countries you may have heard of in football, Brazil and Argentina, actually played this weekend. Just
in a final.
Mental. Let's move on. I'm actually makes my blood boil.
Andrew Harrison says Hendo captained a team to the Champions League and Club World Cup. He does not compare to Maldini, but he maybe takes Harry Kane's Champions League and League Cup losses.
Touche.
Nice.
No, touche. Liverpool fans, I cannot argue that. He has... and listen, I got nothing against Henderson. He's clearly a leader. In everything he does, he's around the leadership. And Jurgen Klopp can't say enough good things about him. So I'd take a guy like Henderson every day of the week. Love him.
That's my boy. Tabo says the Premier League is not back. We still got to suffer through the transfer rumours. In the meantime, look how well-behaved England fans are, and yet we are the monkeys.
Yeah, unbelievable how they stormed the Wembley. Hey, no, that doesn't get enough press.
Wow.
Did you see that?
I saw one clip of it, and I didn't look much further into it because I was already spending half of Africa's GDP on data.
Yeah, yeah. You have to be a little parsimonious.
I have to be savvy with where
So
my
that's a better
data gets consumed. I haven't been on Instagram since probably Wednesday last week.
And withdrawal symptoms. What's been harder, stopping smoking or not going to the gram every day?
I
love that you have to think about it. Okay, let's move on.
No, the gram only because
Let's move on. I love that you have to think about it. Okay.
No, it's been a weekend of
Let's
sport
move on.
Everywhere.
I want to move on. I love that it's tough for you. It's both. I love that. All right, what's next?
Kutle says, is what Chiellini did to Saka considered child abuse?
Yes. Certainly in the Western world.
And that's about it. Then Zapeta just commented on what Tabo said, and that's where we are.
Oh, and what did Tabo say?
Tabo said the Premier League is not back. We got to suffer through the transfer rumours. In the meantime, look how well-behaved England fans are, and yet we are the monkeys.
Sure.
And then Zapeta said, transfer window is the worst. The endless rumours, players being linked with every club.
It's the worst if you're an Arsenal fan. They don't get things done.
Everything's the worst if you're an Arsenal fan.
I can't believe... Surely there's a petition, right? Let's what do they always say on social media? Free Saka. You know, like it's always like for Emil Smith Rowe, the Aston Villa guys started free ESR because they were trying to sign him.
That's rough.
Free Saka, dude.
That's
should we start that? That needs to happen. Free Saka, bro. If you're an Arsenal fan and you really love, if you're from the Hale End, the famous Hale End, of course, is you've got a free Saka, bro. Because I'm sorry, imagine Beethoven and you just gave him a triangle. Do you know what I mean? Like Beethoven with his talent. Sorry, here's a triangle. All the best. Ciao.
Have a good one.
Yeah, as James and his vanilla vodka drinking friends might say, toodles.
Hey.
No, I said your friends. That could be anyone. Well, why'd you get triggered? Some of your friends might say toodles, especially the ones that drink vanilla vodka with you, which are your friends.
I'm gonna
and probably more.
I'm clipping this and I'm posting it on our socials and I'm tagging the Pride community and they're gonna fight you. I'm gonna let that battle happen on your side.
Listen, if you are part of the community, right? Let me know.
No.
If I came to you, I came to you
you're
and said,
disrespecting them.
No.
You can't just say if you're part of the community. No, that's disrespectful.
No.
Start again.
No. I don't mind being disrespectful. What did they say? Offense can only be taken, not given. So I'm going to move on. I'm going to plow ahead. I'm going to stay strong here. If you are part of the community, I'm at MKT Inspires, right? If I came up to you and I said, I know this great handsome guy, super handsome, great beard. His mum hates it, but different story. Great beard, superb eyes. I think you've said, James, your eyes. Douchebag glasses, but kind of make him mysterious. The hair, get out of here. Are you kidding me? If I said to you, do you want to meet him? Cool guy, you want to hang out? And his drink of choice is vanilla vodka and cranberry. What are your thoughts? Now, that's all I'm saying.
But my drink is not vanilla vodka and cranberry.
If I just said vanilla vodka, I mean, that is like, woo, yoo-hoo.
That's so offensive. I'm not saying anything.
Is it offensive, James?
I'm clipping that exact sound.
Yoo-hoo.
And then I'm adding the LGBTQ plus community.
The community.
No, that's disrespectful. Why are they called the community?
The gay community.
But they're not all gay. Some of them are bi. Some of them are trans.
No, that's a different community. Within the LGBTI plus community, there are sub-communities.
So you're only targeting...
No, I'm only talking to the gay community now. And I'm asking them, if I said to them, there's a super handsome guy who drinks vanilla vodka and Coke, like I'm betting they'd wear their best stuff to the lunch I invite them to. And go, that's awesome.
I bet you don't even know any gay guys.
How much are you willing to bet? How much are you willing to bet that? And you got to put something real on the line here. Because what happens if I get? By the way, this is literally my show. I could get one of them to phone in as a guest, and then you're having problems, and then we're having this vanilla vodka conversation for real, and then you got problems. Then you got real problems. You know what I'm saying? So I'm happy for you to take the chance, because now it might look like I'm doing a poker face. Now the ball's in your court. I'd love to know in the comments, does James have the kahunas to take it on? To see if I've got any gay friends.
Wait, but just because... No, I don't mean I want to see. I want proof and go have a vanilla vodka with them. That's not what I mean.
But I'm saying they should call in onto the show live. So forget seeing. You can talk to them and ask if they know me. What about that? Because then I could just say, I know this person or whatever, and get anybody to do a voicemail. But what if they came? What if they came to the studio? We're about to move studios. There's that.
I could easily ask one of my friends a favor to come through and just pretend.
Okay, what if I gave you their number to communicate with them, and I'm not doing the inviting onto the show? So I'm completely out of it. I'm not going to speak to them.
But how do I know you're not speaking to them?
No, well, you can do the comms. Like, you phone them. Do you know what I mean? I don't need to be involved.
Why are we having this conversation?
Well, because why do you need me to prove I have gay friends?
I just feel like you're not the kind to...
What does that mean?
You're not the kind of guy to accept people of the LGBTQ plus community.
What?
You come across as more of like a liberal dude that doesn't interact with with people from the LGBTQ community?
I don't necessarily, but there are gay people in my family. So, like, man. So, what are you saying? I'm homophobic, James?
No.
A little bit. It sounded like you were going there.
No, I'm just saying you come across as, so like with all of your mannerisms and stuff,
Mm-hmm.
it seems like you can be, what it seems like, emphasis on seems,
Mm-hmm.
it seems like you can be sort of like your way of thinking is stuck in like 2 generations ago. But then, like, I know you and it's not.
I like that. No, hey, fair enough. It's you know what? If I'm going to put myself out there, it's fair of you to perceive that. Because I don't think you're wrong to perceive that. You're just telling me what you're perceiving.
Yeah.
No, and that's fair. That's fair. It is a fair thing to perceive, you know? And where do I get off actually thinking I can make these jokes about black people, white people, and gay people? Why do I feel so free?
Well,
Do you ever ask yourself that?
Yes.
And it's wrong.
Yes.
I'm fine. I never worry about it. I'm all about integrity, you know? So I'm very comfortable.
Once you get all of the DMs.
No problem with it. Because I'm not worried what people think. I care about being moral. So I'm not going to stop. Because
Believe
I don't think, yeah. You know what? I don't have to explain it. Like, I'm fine. So I like that. So James thinks, what do you think? Like if you brought a gay friend to my house, well, how do you think that would go? In your mind, with my mentality from how many generations ago?
2.
Yeah. How would that go?
You would not be super accepting.
Oh, you think so? Yeah, so what do you think? Like if you do you think I'd call you afterwards? Like, hey James, what was that?
So I know you you would be accepting of it, but that's why I said emphasis on seems. Like,
but what is there to accept? This accepting of it. Like, what do I have to accept? That somebody's gay? Like you know, like to me, that's not a thing. Like the fact that you're gay is not interesting to me.
that someone has that lifestyle.
Awesome. Do you want to know my actual feelings? I don't care. Are you a good person? Like, do you treat your family well? Do you treat yourself well? That's all I care about. Gay, straight, trans, black, white. It is not interesting to me. Let me tell you something. If your identity politic is the most interesting thing about you, in your mind, you're not the type of person I want to hang around with. Like, if the most important thing to you is that you're gay, you're not the kind of person I want to hang around with. Do you know what I mean? Like, if you present yourself like your first thing is to say, I'm a black woman. You know what I mean? I'm a Jewish person. That's not interesting to me. What have you read? Where have you been? What do you think of family? Like, that's interesting to me. You know what I'm saying? So, like, somebody coming to me and going, I'm gay. Oh, okay, who cares? So what? Are you a good person? Like, do we still care that people are gay?
No, so that's the thing. That's why I said emphasis on seems. So it didn't come to this place. Like, I know that you're not that person.
Yeah.
And we've had conversations before where you're super accepting of like different communities and people's different sort of
Who are these different communities? People are just people. They want to, like, they just want to.
I'm being PC is what I'm doing.
Yeah, and I don't like PC because you can't deal with the actual good stuff. You know, now I'm getting into the long grass a little bit here, hey, James? I can actually see you squirming a little bit. Well, I feel very comfortable.
What do you mean?
No, because I feel very comfortable talking about all these issues because I think I'm a moral person. So I'm never worried. Like if somebody who thinks I'm actually being like serious and derogatory messages me, I have no problem engaging, by the way.
It's
like at all.
The reason why I prefer to be PC is I think one of the worst things you can do is offend someone unintentionally, because then you've offended them and you don't know you have. They don't know they don't know you don't know that you have, right?
Yeah.
And then between those sort of personalities or people, there becomes a sort of bigger conflict around it because of what this person thought you think they thought you thought it.
You know what's an important thing in life? If you want to be part of society, so black, white, or male, female, gay, straight, if you want to be a part of the society, you must realize that we make fun of straight people, we make fun of white people, black people. Why should gay people be exempt from that if they want to be a part of the society? It's a part of being human, being made fun of, by the way. So I don't just make fun of gay people, make fun of white people. Why does nobody say anything about that? How come that didn't make you uncomfortable when I do a white lady voice? Because that's not different. Do you know what I mean? Everyone's ridiculous. Human beings are ridiculous. All of us. No matter where you're from, what creed you are, we should make fun of you because you're ridiculous just for being human. We do the most ridiculous things. All of us, we say the most ridiculous things. All of us. Not just gay people, not just women, not just men. Everyone's ridiculous. And if you're a part of society, you have to be willing to be made fun of. Like nobody must be beyond that. You know what I mean? Everyone's in the mix now. We're all in the mix. And we all need to have a laugh. And which is why I take very little offense when people make fun of me. So, but if people do get offended, I want to finish off on this. Everybody's entitled to be offended. Not everybody is right.
You have a big forehead.
I do.
And that's right.
And I'm offended, but that doesn't make me right. So shout out to James, the PC protector. It's good what you've done here, James. You've protected yourself now. You've completely turned the PR, and what you've done is now the community will embrace you even more and buy you all the vanilla vodka you want at the Thrupp Center. I forget what that club's called there.
Is it in Randburg?
No, Thrupp Center's in Alova.
Oh, no.
Yeah, excuse me. Do you think gay people would live in Randburg?
There's a gay club in the middle of Randburg.
No chance.
Actually.
Yes, but they don't live there. Gay people generally nice house.
Like,
no, there's no nice house in Randburg.
I'm not.
Oh, were you going to be homophobic there, James?
No.
Unbelievable. James, give us some outro music. I'm not going to be on a show with a homophobic person.
I was not going to be homophobic.
Well, it sounded like that.
I wasn't, dude.
All right. That's James saying I'm James Ilsley, everybody, has said I'm homophobic. I don't think so. But we'll see, you know. Maybe I am. Maybe it'll come out in the papers that I need to be slit at the throat for my actions moving forward. All right, ladies and gentlemen, sports show. Jimbo, good stuff today.
Good stuff.
Yeah, it is the 12th of July in 2021. England are out. They're out. They're down and out. It's not coming home. It's going home. Leonardo Bonucci has said it. Ladies and gentlemen, thank goodness the Euros are over. Let's focus on the real stuff now. Club football, the best there was, the best there is, the best there ever will be. My name is MKT. This is the MKT Show. And for now, ladies and gentlemen, including the gay people out there, we are the hell out of here.